All right. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, depending on which part of the world you are. To this another edition again of the Logan's Hour. Today is specifically dedicated to the Indiana Young Men Association. Today is the IYMA edition of the Logan's Hour. So if you're following us today, we want to say thank you again for joining us this morning. I know it's unusual for some people. Some people are like, how come this show is coming on this morning? But yeah. Today is exclusively for the Young Men Association. So those of you who live in Indianapolis and around the world, you have heard about the Young Men Association and don't know what the Young Men Association is all about. So there's a perfect opportunity for you to hear about the Young Men Association. And if you're following us out there, you want to ask questions, you have a concern, you want to know what the Young Men Association is all about, you can also tap your question. When you look on the live screen here, we have the number pinned on there. You can also call and ask a question. Today we will have the general secretary, we have the president, we have the vice president, we have the financial secretary, we will have the outreach committee chairperson, and we will have the membership committee chairperson. The other day, as you remember, we displayed the, the flyer of the people who are going to be here, and some of them will also join. The picture is not here as well. These are the young guys who have held this ground tight in this community, and I want to say kudos to them. And to those of you joining us this morning, it's an unusual time for most of the people who know that we only broadcast on Saturday and Tuesday and Thursday, but thanks again for joining us. And I want to say a very big thank you to my daughter, Zora Yele Logan. Yesterday, as you can see, her school had a Thanksgiving lunch for them, and we popped in, her mom and her little brother enjoying themselves. And she told me, Daddy, can I give you a kiss? I said, okay, baby. You see, she gave her daddy a beautiful kiss before we could start eating. So, Zara, I want to say congratulations to you. You reminds me when you were much younger. And I remember on her birthday, I dressed like Santa Claus. And when I got at his place and she looked at me and she was like, does Santa look like Daddy? Daddy? Are you Daddy Santa? Hey, it was so funny. Uh, so we will have the young guys in studio today. You see just a picture of some of them. We have Ricky Goner on his Samuels and Joaquin Johnson and the rest of the folks. So today, just sticking still, hear from the young people, hear from the guys who make the Indiana Young Men Association. So before they come on, they love this song called Go, Go, Go. You know what that song means? The beginning of that song say, another man fool is another man poison. Monkey not found, but the mama cannot throw it away because your child are your child. So that song Go 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 is our signature song. They always use that song in so many places. So today we have the president in studio, and we have the financial secretary already in studio. I can see him. He's driving as well. The president is well seated. And I don't want to describe what the president is wearing because he appear presidential. And rest assured, you will see all the guys that make up this Young Men Association. But first of all, I want to play their signature song. They want to call Go, Go, Go. Another man fool is another man poison. Facebook, let me just let you know now, my friend Mazago, bro, me and you, we have been friends for some time. The music I'm about to play, I have no copyright to this song. So please, Jared, respect yourself today. All right. Thank you. Watch just some little picture of the young guys.
Go. Yeah. Go. Yeah. Go. Yeah. Another man food is another man poison. Go. Yeah. Monkey no fine, but in my mind like I'm. Go. Oh yeah. Sure you want come calculate my money. Go. Oh yeah. You want to dance or you want to shake? Oh yeah. Who got the bless oh. Oh yeah. Chop the rice and banana. Oh yeah. I go do my best oh. Yeah. Chop the way do one banga. Oh yeah. The party don't start oh. Shall you go down for the matata? Slim daddy, I love my life, I love my life, I love my life. Yeah. Oh, Motala Jaye. Go. Rihanna make you roll so. Yeah. Go. Do your own, make I do my own. Go. Them mama, them papa, all of them want to quarrel. Yeah. You know that I'm a biggie man. Yeah. Kick harder than Jackie Chan. Yeah. My money coming, biggie band so. Yeah. Number one in your area. Yeah. Sule, I want me to Sula. Yeah, me, oh, yeah. Don't play with me because your caro is my sister. Yeah. Go, 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 show deal. Go, 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 show deal. Yeah, yeah. Go, 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 show deal. Go, 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 show deal. Yeah, yeah. Go, another man food is another man poison. Go, yeah. Monkey no fine, but in my mind like I'm. Go, oh yeah. Sure you want come calculate my money. Go, oh yeah. You want to dance or you want to shake, oh yeah. Who got the blessing, bless oh yeah. Chop the rice and banana, oh yeah. I go do my best, oh yeah. Chop the way do one banga, oh yeah. Go, the party don't start, oh. Shall you got love for the matata? Slim daddy, go. I love my life, I love my life, I love my life, yeah, yeah. Oh, mortal ajaye, Rihanna make you roll with so. Yeah. Do your own, make I do my own. Them mama, them papa, all of them want to quarrel. I know one trouble, brother.
Oh my word, oh my word. These young people, man. Indiana Young Men Association. I never regret the second, the minute, the hour that I've become part of this group. Trust me. If you're a young person living in the Liberian community and want a group to be part of and feel respected, and you need to go anywhere further. The group is here today. The Young Men Association. The president will be in studio. The financial secretary will be in studio. The secretary general will be in studio. The outreach chairperson will be in studio. The advisor to the president will be in studio. And the membership committee chairperson, Mr. Ase Gofen, will also be in studio here today. It is an awesome thing to see all of you people here today. And maybe some of you, when you see the vice president face that morning when he's looking at Mr. Ibu, don't get problem with him. You know he went to Michigan to he went to Michigan to grace the occasion because his friend and brother performed in Michigan last night. Panto, the man that made a song. We outside today. We now going home. Panto performed in Michigan last night. And I know my vice president was there. And the Logan is our princess showface, Tutu Makati. And to my sister, Henrietta Famula, I want to say welcome to the Logan's Hour again. And let me see who are following us here tonight. My beautiful wife, Samar Hamo Logan. Brenny's Alpha. Brenny is supposed to be in studio today too as well. So Brenny's Alpha, sending you the link right now. You promised to come and ask the young people a lot of questions. You say you have questions. You want to be part of this all important conversation. So Brenny, just go to our group chat. I'm posting that right in there so you can be part of this conversation, because some people feel that while I'm a member of our MA and wearing an our MA t-shirt, and me I'm going to ask just our MA questions, softball questions. No. We will remain critical. We will ask all the leadership the necessary questions that are better for our community. Brandy, I posted it in our chat room already. And Tutu McCarty and the rest of the folks, Celine Valentino and Brandy Alpha, G Consistent Morris, and Titi Banks, Ma Annie Gibson, who again following us here? Oh, I got a few people following us from Liberia too. I want to say thanks to all of you guys. My brother James Tonkoli following us from Liberia. So to all of you following us today, I want to say thank you. Thank you so much for joining this conversation. And we will have the young people coming in shortly. We just want to play just a little promo for them again so you can see what this group is all about, what this group has been doing. And in one of our pictures here, we see Pastor Gamonet Johnny back in those days when we never knew Pastor Gamonet Johnny like that. He was in one of our picture when we took on the initiative when one of our elder lost his wife in town here. The Young Men Association stood their ground. The rental buses and the rental hotel for those that were coming from out of town. And we have been doing so many great things in town here. And the Young Men Association today, because a lot of people been hearing about the Young Men Association and they don't know what you guys have been doing. They don't know the leadership of this association. So today, exclusively, we dedicating today Saturday, the Saturday morning, just 1 hour of your time to just listen to the leadership of the Liberian, I mean, say the Young Men Association. And I see the vice presidents in studio. I see the presidents in studio. I see the financial secretaries in studio. I know the general secretary and the membership committee chairperson. They are getting ready shortly. Mr. Isaac Goffin and Mr. Roland Akwe, they will soon be in studio as well. So we're going to take this music just one more time. And when we come back, we go straight to the conversation and talk to the leadership of the Young Men Association. So don't go away. Keep watching.
Go, yeah. Go, yeah. Go, yeah. Another man food is another man poison. Go, yeah. Monkey no fine, but in my mind like I'm. Go, oh yeah. Sure you want come calculate my money. Go, oh yeah. You want to dance or you want to shake, oh yeah. Who got the bless oh yeah. Chop the rice and banana, oh yeah. I go do my best, oh yeah. Chop the way do one banga, oh yeah. The party don't start, oh. Shayo love for the matata. Slim daddy, I love my life, I love my life, I love my life, yeah, yeah. Oh, Motola Jaye. Go, go. Rihanna make you roll with so. Yeah. Go, do your own, make I do my own. Go, them mama, them papa, all of them want to quarrel. Yeah. You know that I'm a biggie man, yeah. Kick harder than Jackie Chan, yeah. My money coming, biggie bass, yeah. Number one in your area, yeah. Sule, I want me to Sula, yeah, me, oh, yeah. Don't play with me because your caro is my sister. Yeah. Go, 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 show deal. Go, 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 show deal, yeah, yeah. Go, 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 show deal. Go, 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 show deal, yeah, yeah. Go, go. Another man food is another man poison. Go, yeah. Monkey no fine, but in my mind like I'm. Go, oh yeah. Sure you want come calculate my money. Go, oh yeah. You want to dance or you want to shake, oh yeah. Who got the bless, oh yeah. Chop the rice and banana, oh yeah. I go do my best, oh yeah. Chop the way do one banga, oh yeah. The party don't start, oh. Shayo love for the matata. Slim daddy, go. I love my life, I love my life, I love my life, yeah, yeah. Oh, Motola Jaye. Rihanna make you roll with so. Yeah. Do your own, make I do my own. Them mama, them papa, all of them want to quarrel. I know one trouble, brother. From
All right, all right, all right. So I have their leadership in the background here. Let me see. I got a private text. Oh, okay. Anyway, I will send you text. So I have Malcolm X asking me Malcolm X asking me a question. Yeah, so sorry, I think I noticed something. My screen keep going blank. All right, so I will bring that in one by one. I'll bring the president in first, Mr. Avin Sabangila, the president of the Young Men Association. So, ladies and gentlemen, those of you following us online on Facebook and on YouTube, I want to take this time to introduce to you the president of the Young Men Association, Mr. Avin Bangila. He's one of the founding members of the institution. Mr. Avin Bangila, he was inaugurated in September of 2019 as a vice president. Mr. Bangila have worked with this organization tirelessly. Mr. Bangila have dedicated his family time, his own time, and his work schedule to serve this beloved association. Mr. Bangila subsequently ran for the presidency and he won the election overwhelmingly. Today, Mr. Bangila is the president of the Young Men Association. So, ladies and gentlemen, here come your president, Mr. Arvin Sa Bangila. Mr. President, how are you?
I'm doing great, Mr. Logan. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful. I'm doing
Thank you.
wonderful. Thank you
That's good.
today. Thank you today for coming on the Logan's Hour. And
It's always a pleasure, man.
thank you. We have the second man in waiting, the vice president of this noble institution, Mr. Ernest Mallison. He one of the founding members as well. He served as the Secretary General 2 terms. He served under Mr. Emerson Duo as secretary, and Mr. Ernest Mallison served under my administration as secretary of this noble institution. Somebody who have dedicated his life to volunteerism. A man who stands for what he stands for. A man who is down to serving his people. And Mr. Mallison, again, never ran for his organization. Mr. Mallison contested for the vice president position, and he won overwhelmingly. And today, Mr. Ernest Mallison, he is the current vice president of the Indiana Young Men Association. So, ladies and gentlemen, here come your humble vice president, Mr. Ernest Mallison. Honorable VP.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Yes,
Good
sir.
morning.
Can you hear me? Am I audible?
Yeah, you are audible. You are
Good
audible.
morning, good morning.
Thank you so
Good morning,
much.
Mr. President. I'm glad to be on the show today. And I look forward to a very interesting conversation.
Thank you so much, Mr. Vice President. So today again, we have one person who sometimes play dual role. And he's the financial secretary of this noble institution. He has been financial secretary for 2 terms. And he also play a dual role. Sometimes he play as a champlain. Sometimes he play as the financial secretary. This man, he's a popular servant. And he a respecter of time. Mr. Walking Johnson, the man who, when he send you message, when you just read a message, your heart can just beat by yourself. Because his message always comes with a strong wording. If indeed you want to be part of this institution, then you have to be obligated to the institution requirements. And when members see those messages coming from Watkins Johnson, they know they are at a critical point that they have to be in compliance with their dues and the regulations that govern the institution. And Mr. Watkins Johnson is one of the founding members of this institution as well. Mr. Tito Harris, probably he will join us shortly. He on another function. And Mr. Watkins Johnson, again, never relinquished his position. He ran as a financial secretary. And Mr. Watkins Johnson won overwhelmingly. Today, Mr. Johnson is the current financial secretary of the Indiana Young Men Association, the man who know how to balance his book, the man who know what debit and credit means. Mr. Walking Johnson, ladies and gentlemen, here come your financial secretary for the Indiana Young Men Association, Mr. Walking Johnson. How you doing, my dear brother?
Good morning, sir. How you doing?
Yep. Thank you so much, Mr. Walking Johnson, for joining us today.
Thank you for the time and
And
thank you for the
we
opportunity.
thank you so much. And we have another person in studio here again. And Roland Akoye and what's his name? I said Goffin. Okay, Roland Akoye said he watching. He would jump probably when he get in a safe location. All right, Roland, that's beautiful. So Roland Akoye, he's the current Secretary General of this institution. He was elected overwhelmingly as well. He would love to be on the show for you to see his face, but Mr. Akoye, he cannot join the show right now. And but I have the membership committee chairperson, well seated, as you know, Mr. Ase Goffin Jr., who has served this institution under my administration. He served as the chairman of the Ways and Means under Mr. Arvin Sabangila administration. He never shied away. He extended hands. He said, well, we stay here. We are willing to serve our community and serve this institution at any time. And currently, Mr. Ase Goffin Jr., he was appointed as the Ways and Means Committee Chair, a membership committee chairperson, and he accepted with a whole heart. And Mr. Goffin have been reaching out. Mr. Goffin have been going all around trying to recruit new members and trying to recruit like minds, people who can move the institution forward, people who can work in accordance with the institution bylaws and constitution. And today, I have Mr. Goffin Jr. in studio. You will hear from him yourself. And we'll use this opportunity to say, those of you first time hearing about the Young Men Association and wanting to become part of the Young Men Association, you can ask all your necessary questions today, and you will have a way to become part of this institution. So here come your Homo 7, Mr. Ase Goffin Jr. Mr. Goffin Jr., okay, Mr. Goffin Jr. going in the back, so he will come back shortly. Okay, Mr. Goffin Jr., how are you, my dear brother?
Good morning, gentlemen. What can I say? What an introduction. I just want to say good morning to everybody in Indiana, um, and good morning.
All
Everyone
right.
here.
Thank you so much. So today is IYMA hour. And I'm about to bring somebody on the screen right now. And y'all know this person here. Um, he's known as our Malcolm X. The man who do not shy away from the issues. The man who always come with his 10 points bulletin. Number one is this, number two is this, number three is this. Gentlemen, this is what I have. You discuss it, you debate it, and you see where we go from there. The man who believes in system. The man who believes you should not pass the shortcuts. Everybody should go on the line. If you come late and you find 1,000 people on the line, you will go at the bottom of the line. This person, he's always stand firm. Under my administration, he was the membership committee chairperson. And those who wanted to use shortcut, they failed him. They know the kind of water he can warm his tea with. And this man today, he's a coach. He's involved in the business of moving the minds of the young people. So he's not just a member of our MA, he's in the community as well. He giving back. He giving back to other children. And when you follow some of his coaching seminar, it's not just to go and kick the object, but he talked to you about discipline. If you are not disciplined, you can play on his team. And this man, we are privileged to have him to become part of this all-important institution. Today, ladies and gentlemen, I want to introduce to you the Honorable Sir Winder Samba. Mr. Samba, how are you, my dear brother? You are muted. You are muted.
All right.
All right.
Good morning. Good morning.
Thank you so much. And last but not least, we have this young man. Under my administration, he was the planning committee chairperson. He do not talk much. He's quiet. But don't take a quiet to for play. Never see him and feel because he's not talking, so he do not know the issues. You know, I'm from a county in Liberia called Grand Bassa. And in Grand Bassa, in my Bassa vernacular, we have one snake. The Bassa people call it Nandu Nambo. You walk with a head. You get hair in front, you get hair behind. When you make mistake and step on the front and thinking that you don't have a hair in the back that he coming to bite you with, he coming for you. He will listen to you. You will say all you can say. You will tell him what you want to tell him. He believes that everyone entitled to their opinion, but never dare disrespect his family. Never dare disrespect our IYMA that he so cherished and love. This young man, I have seen displayed in the public in a very respectful manner. I have seen him call people to checks, and I know he's working. When he was membership committee chairperson, a planning committee chairperson, there were series of negotiations that he stood on the table and argued. One of those few, when we had a collaboration with the Liberian Association of Indiana, he was the person chairing that negotiation on the table. And he's somebody from the field of banking as well, so he knows the numbers. When he goes to negotiate, he negotiates specifically for the organization interests. And we are privileged today to have with us this powerful young man who knows the issue, who has been in the community for a little while now, and he knows what the community stands for. He stands for dignity and respect of others. So, ladies and gentlemen, with all due respect, I want to bring to the screen His Excellency, Mr. Ricky Gonet.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen.
Good morning, sir. So now we have a full house, and I know somebody will join us shortly. He just sent me text, and when the person joins us as well, we will have a full house. So luckily for all, we can have 10 people on the screen at once, so it's not a problem. So today will be a very fruitful conversation. We have the members of the Young Men Association seated, pretty seated. We have Mr. Ricky Gonet. We have the president himself, Mr. Arvin Bangila. The vice president always joke him and say, "Why you can move up behind your glasses?" We have our vice president seated, and we have the financial secretary, Mr. Watkins Johnson. He's seated as well. We have Mr. Ase Gofen. He's seated. We have Mr. Mr. Sawinda Samba. He's also seated. And we have Mr. Ricky Gonet. So, ladies and gentlemen, here you have the executives of the Young Men Association. If you have been in the community for some time and you heard about the Young Men Association and you wanted to know what they have been doing and what they have planned to do and how can they impact the Liberian community, today is a day to ask questions. You can send your text to the live screen, or if private, to the same number you see pinned on here. You can also call live. At the end of the show, we have just 30 minutes for questions and answers. You can also ask your questions. The young people will be here to answer your question. So, ladies and gentlemen, with all due respect, yeah, are your sevens. All right, guys, let's get the ball rolling. So what I'm going to do, because we are many in studio, probably some of us will have background noise. I will mute everybody. When your time to speak, I will unmute you. Would that be fair for every one of us?
Sure.
Okay. Yeah, so it's just to minimize the background noise probably, but we can all make it fun too. We can all talk across the board sometimes when you want to make a point, so it's not a problem. Or you can mute yourself when you want to speak and unmute yourself instead of me muting you and unmuting you. All right, so let's go to the president. Let's do self-introduction first. Mr. Arvin Bangila, the president of the Young Men Association. Can you please introduce yourself? Who is Mr. Arvin Bangila? You are muted, sir. You are muted, sir. We cannot hear you.
Yeah, so I want to say thank you for the pleasure given to us, the opportunity to speak to our people in this community. You know, I've been in Indiana since 2006. I've followed all the different elections in this community, and I've been a good person in this community. Everybody knows that. And I love to be among my people. I love to serve my people whenever the need is necessary. I want to say thank you to all my
Check
leaders.
cancel that call. We got that call. Either your voice. Go ahead.
All right, so and I want to say thanks to all my able-bodied members and officials that appear on the show today for us to speak to our people. Like I said, I've been here since 2006, and I live among the Liberian community for a while now. So I love to serve my people whenever they need be. And I hope that I will speak to my people to get all the necessary information that they need from us as members of IYMA. And thank you so much again. It's a pleasure.
Thank you so much, Mr. President, Honorable Avin Sa Egomo Banji. Those of you who know him on Facebook, he's Egomo Banji, but his legal name is Avin Sa Bangila. So let's go to our Vice President. Mr. Vice President, can you please introduce yourself to our people, sir?
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Ernest Madison, Vice President of IYMA. I have been in this community thus far now 6 years, which I've observed a lot of the ills and the good within this community. And I'm a dweller of this community, which I love this community as every other community dwellers. We all do have the same common goals for this community to see it prospering at its full potential. And with us being here today and stuff, I mean, I'm delighted to be here to dissect the problems or questions that members have of us within this community to just kind of clarify some of the doubts. And like I said, I look forward to a fruitful discussion today. Thank you, Mr. Logan.
Thank you so much, Mr. Vice President, His Excellency Ernest Madison. And we will go to our able financial secretary, Mr. Watkins Johnson. I know some of you in town here haven't seen him, and some of you have seen him. He's a quiet guy. He appear and disappear when he comes to programs. So, Mr. Johnson, let's go ahead and introduce yourself, sir.
Hey, good morning, everybody. My name is Watkins Johnson. I'm the financial secretary for IYMA. I've been in this community for over 10 or 12 years. And like everybody said, we're here as one people to do the best we can to unite our community as best as possible. And today forum is just to, clear the air, whatever question you guys have, whatever on your mind, just joy at us. We're gonna answer you guys as much as possible. And like everybody call me the money man. And as our Liberians, we talk about money, we say we claim it in Jesus' name. So you call me money man, I claim it in Jesus' name. But so, we're all for the deal. I just want to tell our host, thank you for this time. And we hope we can have a fruitful conversation. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Watkins Johnson. And now, before I go to, okay, I understand, sir, what you're talking about. I see my video blinking. I think it coming from my webcam. All right. So before I go down to the rest of the three guys on here, Mr. Goneb, Mr. Ricky Goneb, Mr. Sa Wenda Samba, and Mr. Ase Gofen, I would love to introduce one of the most powerful person in this community that involved with the young people, involved with soccer, involved with just young people mentorship. I remember doing this summer. I visited some of the practice session. I see how he put those guys in order. I see how he disciplined his players who work with him. And they had them through the church league, and he had them through another tournament in the Indianapolis, and I know how those guys respect him and follow his guardian. And he one of the founding member too of this institution. He has been around for some time, and under this administration, he was elected as the general secretary, and he had a baby shower just quite recently. And today, he has joined us. So, ladies and gentlemen, with all due respect, I would love to bring on the screen the Honorable Keseli. Oh, okay, the one for people from Bologisi.
Hmm?
So now for America people now, his name is Roland Akwe. Mr. Akwe, how are you?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great. How you guys
Well,
doing, gentlemen?
we are doing so well.
Yeah.
All
Thank you,
right.
Mr. Logan, for
Thank
inviting me
you.
on the show.
Thank you so much, my dear brother. So, Roland, if you're listening to us on another gadget, you can just mute that or you can just lower the volume of that because I think we're getting a little echo. So, just to go back to the introduction, we have the elected officials introduce themselves first, then we go down to the other appointed officials. So, let's hear from you, Mr. Secretary General, Mr. Roland Akwe. Can you introduce yourself to the public, please? Mr. Emmanuel Zilga. Thank you, my dear brother. Roland Akwe, are you there? Okay, rolling somewhere in Wologisi right now. So we'll come back to rolling. Hold on. Can you hear me, sir? All right. So rolling in Wologisi right now. So we can't get rolling. So let's just leave it as it is. So let's go to Sir Samba. Sir, can you introduce yourself, sir?
Good afternoon, everybody. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we are hearing you, sir.
Yes, sir.
Good. My name is Sawanda Samba, son of Doctor and Mrs. Nathaniel Samba. I've been in this community for some time now, going on, I can say years, I mean age, but it's been a while. I've been in this community. It was good to see this group of men coming together because me being here as a young man in this community when it started, I didn't have people my age to be around. And also, I'm one of the founding members of the Liberian football team back in the days when we started. And I used to coach all the young men, the football team going on till maybe some years ago now. I moved on to a different venture. I'm currently coaching at Pike High School, and I also want coaching at the academy in Morrisville. It's great to be in the community. I don't come around much like I used to because of other things I'm doing now. But it was great to come around every now and then to see the community and see people and see who's new and who's old and all the differences that's going on. Being here as long as I have been, the community have grown big time to the point that when I go places, I don't even recognize some people because there are new people coming every day, which is great. And I'm looking forward to answering questions and talking with my fellow IYM members to kind of, like somebody said, clear the air if there is
Mm-hmm.
anything to clear. And also to just let people know that who we are, we're not just a bunch of people that just have names. We do things and let it be known. So thank you very much, host, for letting us be on your show, and thank you, gentlemen, for doing this for us.
Thank you so much, Mr. Sawenda Samba. So I will go back to my brother Roland Akwe. Roland, introduce yourself again before your internet start.
We can't hear you, Willie.
Roland,
You're
unmute
muted.
yourself. All right, I think my brother is having a serious technical difficulties. So, those of you following us, please ask your question in the comment section, or you can also at the 30 minutes to the end of the show, you will call in to ask your question as well. So, my brother Emmanuel Zioga, thank you for joining us, my brother. God there, God there. All right, let's go to Mr. Ase Gofen. Mr. Gofen, can you introduce yourself, sir?
Yes. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Isaac S. Goffin Jr. I've been in this community for about approximately 6 years now. And firstly, I just want to say Mr. Logan, thanks for allowing us this platform to showcase ourselves. Most of the misinformed people out there, if they have doubts, questions, that we are here to answer the questions and the doubts. But again, I just want to say good morning to everyone and hope we have a great show. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And Mr. Kesali Akwe, you still freezing? Mr. Akwe, are you there? All right, let's go to. Okay, go ahead. Introduce yourself, Mr. Akwe.
So quit internet tripping.
I understand, Mr. Akwe. Mr. Akwe on the highway, so you have to expect that. All right, let's get to Mr. Gunet. Then we'll come back to Mr. Akwe. Mr. Gunet, go ahead, my dear brother.
Once again, good evening, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Ricky Gona, by the way, resident of Indiana since 2013, a member of IYMA, a former planning committee chairperson. I just want to say I'm here today to discuss the issue concerning IYMA, nothing but the issues. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Ricky Gunet. So we have the Secretary General. He will come back, Mr. Roland Akwe. I know he having difficulties with his internet. So, ladies and gentlemen, following us out there, community members, those following us from Liberia, those following us from Canada and the rest of the world, I know you would love to ask some questions. Some of you has been concerned over the years that this young people group um, in the Liberian community of Indiana. You want to know what this group is all about. You want to know what is it this group has been doing and what are their plans for the year come 2022 and 2023 and 2025, because some people always ask question, what are the 10-year plans for this group? Is this group going to just die after 1 year, after you people pass away, or this group going to have a perpetual existence? So today, sitting behind the microphone here, I'm Philip Logan, and I'm privileged to be part of this group as well, and I'm privileged to also serve this group as the former president of this group. And now we have the current president, Mr. Avin Sabangila. He's right here with us. So, gentlemen, as we ask the question, we will not specifically address the question to individual. We would just ask the question to the general body. Then anybody who sitting on the panel here who would love to chip in with the questions, you can also ask the question. As I stated, most of the questions I will take the questions from online, except where I have to ask my question, but most of the question will come from online. I want people who part of the community to be part of this conversation, and I would love to have neutral people asking these questions. So I have the first question here. This question comes from Samar Hamu Logan, my wife, and her question here to you guys is this is her question. What are some challenges you guys face, and how do you approach those challenges? You guys
Okay.
got me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, anybody can answer that question. Her question here is, what are some challenges you guys face, and how do you approach those challenges?
I mean, August. Go ahead, Mr. President.
I'll go ahead and can I go ahead,
Who's speaking?
Isaac?
Yeah, if you want to speak, you can speak.
I will start first. Well, as we all know, well, some of the challenges that we are facing is why is one of the key reasons that we are here is membership. Um, as we all know that our MA as a group, um, we have just few members, and all of us here, our dream and aspiration is to for us to have a lot of members as possible to our organization. And I think membership is one of the challenges that we are facing. And regardless of the challenges, I think there's so many factors and stuff that we can do to work towards that. And but the memberships is one of the challenges that we are facing.
I can speak. I mean, can I speak?
Hey,
Yeah, go ahead.
you can add to that.
Yeah. I think some of the challenges for this group or as a whole, for me, we've talked about this before, is there's a lot of misconception about us, about this group.
Mm-hmm.
People, people, when we started or when this since this group been in existence, people think or people thought that we were just a party group, a drinking group from the beginning, and so on, so on. So, and in it says in the past, we've come to let people know that that's not who we are. That's not the kind of group we are about. And people came and joined us to they thought that was what it's going to be about. And then when they see that we do work, like when we do work in the community, and like the host alluded to, Ricky being a liaison between the LAI and us in the former administration, doing this kind of work, they see that, and we don't volunteer and work in the community, not just in Liberia community, in the Indianapolis community, where we have to actually go and appear and do things. People didn't think that we do those things, and so they started stepping away because we asked for their time. And asking for people time is a big thing to some people, and a lot of people they didn't think that it was just a group that can do those things. So I think that was a misconception. That's part of the challenges. So this is where we are now to let it be known. Or in the past year, we've been let it be known that we are not just that kind of group. We're not just guys that just hang out, party, drink, and do things like that. We do work, and those that don't want to work go out there and make noise about us and say things about us because they don't want to associate with the real thing. That's one of the challenges I think is the misconception in the community.
Okay. Thank you
And
so
to
much.
add up,
Uh-huh.
all
Go
right,
ahead. Go ahead, Mr.
and,
President.
and to add up to what everybody has said is that, as we all know, IYMA is for the young people,
Mm-hmm.
and our from the time we were funded, our intent was to see how best we can call the young guys, let's say our young brothers in the community, to see how best we can gather them, maybe try to mentor them, talk to them about life situations. Because we over the years we have seen two young guys just being killed for no reason.
Mm-hmm.
So we have been trying to see if we can gather some of our young brothers in this community to talk to them. But it's been one of our main challenge because it's a difficult thing because most of these young folks don't want to listen. They feel they're living the best of life for right now. But like we say, IYM it has a perpetual existence. So we want to nurture them. The reason why we want to bring them close to us is that because we might be away and we need somebody to take over the association. So we want to nurture them in the process. But it's a difficult thing, but we're still working on it. And I got some plans for next year to see. We're trying to use another mentor. We hope that will work for us. But yeah, but those are some of the major challenges that we are going through right now because we want to get the young people around us so that they can take over when we are out of the position.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I think Mr. Johnson keep coming in, going out. All right. So another question again. IYMA have been around for like 6 years now. The Indiana Young Men Association. The Indiana Young Men Association was founded August 2nd, 2016 and got incorporated January 30th, 2017. Do you guys care to throw light on some of the progress you guys have made in town here, some of the work you guys have done, and how our MA can become beneficial to the Liberian community of Indiana?
Or I can share some light to that.
Go
So
ahead,
as
sir.
you stated that, am I audible?
Yeah, you are.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. As you said, Mr. Logan, yeah, IYMA was funded April the 2nd, to be
Mm-hmm.
exact, 2016, and
Mm-hmm.
incorporated January the 30th, 2017.
Yeah.
And since then, we have strived and stuff to be of an embodiment of unity, where we have taken on projects. As a single mother, we did a single mother survey during the course of the COVID. IYMA, through the instrumentalization of our outreach chairperson, who is Mr. Tito Harris, did some initiative and stuff for the organization where we give out some home goods like sanitizer, waters, and other necessity and stuff for the elderly people and stuff within our community. And also, we have done a lot of other work and stuff which many doesn't really know of. During the course of our establishment, we have conducted ourselves and stuff where we did a home band, we did some services and stuff for the county, which Mr. Somebody and stuff can attest to that and stuff because he spearheaded that with the like of Yvonne Javon Smith. So there's a lot of other things and stuff which we have initiative which we have taken upon ourselves and stuff to do within this community that a lot of people cannot having heard of it. With that standing, we are still striving as an organization, as per the question that was imposed the first time, where are some of the struggles and stuff in terms of membership. Um, we are trying to reinvent ourselves back to a higher status where people can see us as an embodiment of unity. So those are some of the things and stuff that I can shine a light on. If anybody want to test to that, can chime in.
Yeah,
Okay.
let me
Yeah.
chime in on that too also, if you don't mind.
Come in.
Uh, Alluding to some of the achievement or things we've done in the community. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, I can remember one of the very first thing we did was former President Carter Dennis was getting married or remarried. We, as young men, LAI, we came together. We helped him with transportation with his guests, as guests from out of town, trying to help also coordinate when the food was cooked. We help uh, transport food from the cook to the wedding reception hall and all those things. We provided help in that instance. Also, some of the things we've done was like the VP stated. We work with the Indiana Sheriff Department. We volunteer with the Sheriff Department, with Jivan Smith being the liaison. He worked with that. He coordinated that for us to work with the Sheriff Department. We work at the Glenna Food Bank to do the help the less fortunate with food. We went
Mm-hmm.
down there. We did that work. Also, we've worked with the Indiana International Community, which is right here on the west side in the Lafayette area.
Mm-hmm.
We've worked with the Mary Clark. We've done several things with her. We were the volunteering coordinating group that coordinated the Indiana Librarian Association to bring them on. We coordinated that whole aspect for that, and we brought a lot of volunteers from the community to work with the Indiana international community. We've done several of those things, and also whenever the Indiana international community is having an event, we as IYMA we are always there to help with the volunteering process. We help perform with them. We've helped do the community work, and also another thing we've done also it could be is when we worked to my aunt, Auntie Lucia, when she passed away. We as IYMA provided transportation throughout the service from the entire time the funeral was being planned, and we also provided, I believe, 4 hotel rooms, and we provided transportation, which was a van and all our individual cars to transport people, the out of town peoples back and forth to hotels, to the airport, to the funeral home, to the church, to the house. We did that the entire weekend, and those are some of the things we've accomplished, we've done. And believe me, I believe we still have more to do. And like our president said, we're going to be doing a lot coming more. And we work with the Librarian Association, not just 1 or 2 times, we work with them several times. So in like for instance, when we work with them to do the the Valentine's Day program, and also we work with them to help do documentation when they needed documents, they needed things. IYMA was there to help them do those things. To help run around. IYMA was there to help do some running around, also to help the LA administrations. So those are some of the things we've done.
Thank you so much, Miss. Having a little technical difficulties here. Let me hold on just a second and see what's happening here. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, I think
It's
I
like
having a
it just
little.
it keep buffering.
Yes, I think I noticed something going on, so I have to check out of my plugs. I think something not right. All right. So anyway, just a morning session. Morning at your rush hour. So those of you following us, our IMA. So my next question is this: if anybody want to throw light on the question that was posted, then you can go on before we can ask a question. Because I think somebody following us here, Fatima, she also asked a question here. We'll go through her question shortly, but let's address this question that was asked first. Is anybody still want to say something about this? So
What question? The same question in
the,
polls,
the, the same
or
the
the
same
different question?
question the same question we just asked. So my question is this, just a follow-up to that. Why is it that all of these good things that our MA have been doing, catering for people who pass and young guy passing in this town, our MA were fully involved. Our MA took on initiative. One of our elder lost his wife. Our MA were involved, renting buses, renting hotel for people to stay in. During the COVID period, our MA have been so involved, going to homes and distributing uh, items that were needed during the COVID period. And yet and stay, people do not know that our MA have been doing all of these good things in this community. So what do you think is the problem? Is it our MA not telling her own story, or what is going on? Because sometimes you have to be the writer of your own book. What's going on?
Can I speak?
Okay, come
Uh,
in, Mr. Johnson.
Well, most of all are Christians, and the Bible says when your right hand does something,
Hmm.
don't allow your left hand to do it. When we're doing these things, we're not doing it to show off. We're not doing it to get a reward from people. We just do it because we feel and we believe it's the right thing to do. So by us going out there in the public, beating our chest and saying, "Oh yeah, I did this for the person, I did that for the person," what good is it going to do for us? Let the thing we do speak for itself. If people want to recognize it, that's fine. If they choose to ignore it, that's also good too. But we're not doing it just to get a satisfaction, from it and say, "Oh yes, I did this, I did that," or to go about, bragging or making shoving it in people's faces. Because sometimes too now it's gonna, prevent people from accepting help from us. Because some of them would think, okay, if these people do this thing for people, they go and start publicizing it all over the community. So that's one of the reasons we don't really go out there and start, blowing our own trumpet. I know some of the guys might have other things to answer, but that's just a little bit of why we don't really go out there and start, letting the entire community know what we are doing or what we're not doing. What we do should speak for itself, and those who have recognized it, they recognize it. They appreciate it. That's the most important thing. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr.
Can you
Johnson.
guys hear me?
Yes, go ahead, sir, if you want to speak.
Oh, okay. Yeah, like Joaquin really said, I mean, in a community among the people,
Hmm.
I mean, it's not about going about telling people what you are doing, because I know most of these things that we listed here earlier, like my friends were talking about,
Hmm.
most of the people in this community know about it. They are not hiding, they are not secret. But like in life, like I will always say, anyone who don't want to see your goodness, I mean, who don't want to see your goodness will never see what the good thing you do. Because whatever you do, whether good or bad, is always criticized, and then it's blind-minded. So, I mean, all I want to say to our people and my guys over here is that let's just continue to do what we think we can do for the community. It's all about the community. It's not about trying to brag or please anybody around here, because that's not what we're here for. We're here to work for ourselves and our community. We want to see the best thing happening in this community. That's what we're here for. We don't want to be bragging or making people trying to justify what we're doing because people are saying we're not doing nothing. No, that's not what we're here for. Let's just focus on what we can do, and those that will see the goodness of it will see it. So, I mean, that I don't think that's the issue why people are not hearing or knowing what we're doing. People know, but they just playing blind mind to it. That's why I think.
Yeah, I want to come in.
Come in, Mr. Gone.
Yeah, one of the things I see is not about a president just spoke. It's not about people knowing our organization. They know. It's just they being judgmental. We fought a lot last year with people being judgmental of IYMA. IYMA is an all African descent organization. But 70% of our members are Liberians. But now we got young men that play soccer. We got young men roaming the community. We got but our own Liberian young guys sit in the back and critique our organization instead of joining this organization. We are not running a secret court. We are not running a fraternity, but get to know. We have flyers out explaining about our group, about our constitution, about every other thing you need to know. They sit back and watch because they're being judgmental. Looking at a certain group of people in the organization and trying to like judge us. Like for me, I serve as planning committee chairperson, right? People stereotype me in this community. I don't know. If you have a problem or issue with anybody in our Wyoming, even me, ask me, talk to me. You guys, we are also members of LAI. I wasn't going to pay dues to LAI if I wanted for the help of the group or the members coming together and say, oh, gentlemen, we are Liberians and majority of part of this organization are Liberians. Let us just pay our dues through this organization. For me, I don't care about LAI like that. But now my organization make me to be interested with the Liberian community. Now we had a program, right? I can remember we had a collaboration program with LAI. Mm-hmm. Now we went to a meeting. It was so sad. I'm not trying to look down the past leadership. It was good. They did a job, but sometimes, people had the little flaws and stuff we need to work on. Now, somebody within the LAI said to us, "Hey, you guys are very much organized." That was a very good statement. I felt so proud of our IYMA. That means everything we do is what? Organized. But people don't know. They said, oh, Philip run the group. Oh, the other person control the group. If you guys start thinking like that and come together as young men in this community, our IYMA will move somewhere very far. And people see our vision. They know that. When we have program, they don't want to turn up. They don't want to come and support us, but they want us to always be there. Oh, we'll always be there because guess what? We have one group of people that work together, understand each other, and we are in the core of this community and the young men as a whole. Thank you.
It seems like today's show going to be interesting. I've started receiving calls already. So it seems like this show going to be. So let's take some of our online question. Then we will come again from question from inside. So this person here has I know it's a question. So her name is Fatima. She said, you guys are talking about young guys. How young are we talking about here? Because for so many years, I have been trying to talk about creating different sports and different activities for young boys and girls in the community. But no one has listened to me yet. I have a son who plays soccer. I have asked people in the community, but no one have reached out to me. So can you please tell me how young and what programs do you guys have for the young children? Anybody can answer the question.
Yeah, so let me come in. Mm-hmm. If my sister Fatima had listened earlier when I was speaking, I think I stated that our interest is in the young people. We have been trying all the different mentors to see how we can bring them closer, or even give our financial secretary
a dual role. Just a second, just for clarity, it's not Fatima Family, it's Fatima Hadela.
Oh, Hadela. Okay, yeah, my bad, Fatima. Mm-hmm. So, like I was saying, we even gave our secretary a dual role presently because we think we can use him to bring the young guys closer. So he's good at the sporting aspect of the association. So we asked him to see if he can organize, and he's doing well. But he's having some difficulties. Like I said, we're going to find another mentor or means next year. But right now, we're using the sporting side to see if we can bring them together and talk to them. And we have been doing so. Even like Philip said from the beginning, he visited them serious time and talked to them. And we're working towards that because that's our interest. Because sooner or later, we might not be around in this association. We need people to move it on. So we're working on it, and trust me, by next year, you guys will see the difference.
Okay.
Okay.
If
Can I come in?
yeah, come in.
Fatima, that was a good question you asked. Thank you for watching. Regarding your son or your child being participating in sports, I can tell you I work with young people currently. I have a U10, U12 team that I work with. That's the venture I took on when I started working with the Liberian team. If we IYMA support me personally, I know they support me when I do my coaching, when I do my work with the young people. They've come and watch my game. Some of my members have come and watched me coach and mentorship with me. So if you are trying to get involved, later on we can give you I can give you information how you can get your child involved in sports, in activity. And also, like our president stated, we're going to be planning these things ourselves. That's the goal, is to have a collaboration with certain sporting activities, sporting events, so we can start bringing our young people. Because we've had problem in the past, like I was stating it before, some of the challenges when we plan event, people thought we were just doing it because we wanted to party. No, we try to plan event for young children, like for instance, taking people our children to the children museum as a group. We've planned on doing that, but at the same time, we don't see people to show up to this, like Ricky alluded to earlier. We've planned on, just going to the Pacers game or going to a certain thing with children, within the Liberian community or whoever, because we don't have just Liberian with this group, just anybody. Usually what happens is the other group, not non-Liberians will show up and we take those people to the to event if we have to, when we plan them. I just got a call when our last event at the park from outsiders, non-Liberians, asking about our group to mentor the children. And we've tried to mentor Liberian young men or young children. For instance, this particular group have helped one of our young men growing up in this town. When we saw that he was going to another level, we came together to help him just a little step to get to where he was going. I mean, we came together, we did car wash, we did fundraiser, we did all that just to raise fund to help him get to that. And we don't want to stop. We're not stopping that. We want to do those things, but sometimes we go searching, and I think from our perspective, Liberians want to keep things private. They don't want to let people know all the time. We want to find things. We want to see how we can help. But if you need help with your child getting involved with sports, get with me through the president. We can give you more information on that.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Wanda Samba. Somebody want to chip in before we go to the next? Wanda Samba. Hey, the boy can keep all that gisini. And see what you see today. Today, I have to learn series because of Savannah Spilly. You can't call it Savannah anymore. You got to say Savannah. Well, man, I keep on practicing the tea. I just in the hot Savannah. Because I won't call it man good. All right, guys. So Fatima family here. This one Fatima family now. So you can so this is her. It's not a question. She said, even though our MA didn't work with me when I served as youth chair for LDI, I'm still open to supporting and providing my expertise to help our MA in any way possible. So somebody want to say anything about that? Our MA never work with her when she was youth chair of LDI?
I can charm you a little.
Okay, chime in.
That is not anything new to us per se. Mm-hmm. In terms of the youth chair Fati spearheading that organization or that department, I should say. Well, many felt that though that role she played, it was a very intricate role and stuff that she played to bridge the gap between the youth and not so youth. But what became a little bit contradictory, oftentimes, the stuff to the developmental process and the working with that, is like, to a certain degree, many of us felt that she was biased in terms of not per se reaching out to us formally. Now are incorporated or incorporation and stuff in an organization. Now, if you want us to partake and work along with you on something, let it be precise, let it be concise. Do it in the way that we will feel appreciated to work along with you, because we are willing to work in every capacity to render our help. But you cannot meet one entity out of gathering or a function and then try to stuff to impose certain things and stuff without not reaching the entire body, or let alone to executive leadership. Now, this has seemed to be a storyline far too long in this community. We applauded her, like for me, for instance, she is my cousin. I applauded her a lot of times and stuff for work and stuff which she exhibited in the community. But the problem of that was she just did not do what was needed, the extra step. And with our IYMA, we are voluntary. We rolled up our sleeves and stuff to work with any organization within this community, if and only it is done precisely. So if somebody want to chime in, they can chime in.
And to add up to that is that
Mr. President, before you come in, I have the secretary online. So saying he on the line, he want to speak.
Okay.
Chip on something. Go ahead, Mr. Secretary.
On the question that Fatima asked about what our MA is doing for the youth in this community when it comes to sports and what have you. This community, our MA, as a general secretary for our MA, we have gone and organized a team called the Indiana Lone Star that had never been existing in our MA in Indiana for a long period of time. And this Indiana Lone Star is composed about 36 players, and we got a group chat that these kids can come for practice all the time. I train them, I nurture them, put them together, and put them in various tournament and competition around here. And right now, this Indiana Lone Star have been able to help kids in the community. Some of them are playing D1 scholarship for soccer, going to college and playing some D1 scholarship around here. But what we're trying to do next summer is that we want to try to open it so other parents can be able to drop their kids off on the practice ground. We will be taking, especially boys, from 10 years old and above, because we're trying to recruit more players as we can, because other players are getting older and they are about to leave the team. So, with that being said, that program will be coming up pretty soon around the summertime, where we will be recruiting kids from 10 years old and above, and we will be able to give the schedule and the practice ground that parents will be able to drop their kids off that will be interested in playing soccer. That's why the organization is trying to work on. I spoke with the president about it. So that's why we're going to start working on by this summer. I myself going to spearhead it and be the coach and try to teach some of these young kids and how we can try to get the kids off the street. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Honorable Secretary General. So, Mr. President, go ahead.
Yeah, I was just wanted to add to what the Vice President has just spoken. So Fatima being at the time with the mother organization, and we are just a soft branch, and we are a member of the community. So I think she was the one that's supposed to have reached to us, and maybe if she really wanted to work with us to put things together to help the community, I think she would have been the best person reaching out to us, because she belongs to the mother organization, and the mother organization works for us. Sorry about that, guys. So
Yeah,
if
go
she
ahead.
wanted for us to work with her, I think she would have been the best person to reach out to us. But however, Fatima and myself have already talked. She's going to be with me. We're going to work together next year. So she knows that. So Fatima, just rest assured, like I promise you, we're going to work together next year because we want to see the betterment of this community.
All right. Thank you so
Yes.
much.
Let me
Uh-huh.
let me try to add up to, like the VP said. We are the organization, and we have rules and regulations.
Mm-hmm.
If you want an organization to, help, and which we're supposed to do, like the VP said, you should formally let us know. But on the other hand, though we were not formally asked, or they didn't get no information or no, but the problem is that our MA members show up to those functions that the youth had,
Mm-hmm.
and we show up in numbers, we support it. And Fatih saying that we did not support her, as a group. There was a reason why we did not support her as a group. But we, group members, organization members, were people that supported her through when she was youth chairman of LAI. I just wanted to add that.
All right. So this is not a question, it's just something she said. And I think I want to reason with her on this one. She said here, our MA has a Facebook page that I think most of you guys work should go on that page. You don't have to brag about what you're doing. This is also the job of a secretary to make awareness of the organization. I think some of our work needed to be on the Facebook page for other people to see, other people to read. Because I think, like they have a common saying in Liberia. They say when you don't know the name of a Fula man, you will call him Jalo. Because just Mr. Ivan Jivan Smith coming up, he said this. He said it was posted on LDR chat May 21st, 2022 in a Liberian community WhatsApp chat room. And this is the what he posted here. And he asked him a question. He said, what do you all say about this? So this is what he posted. He says, so we are going to talk about looking girlfriend on the soft side and the orders we are aware of. As for our MA guys sharing girlfriends and wives, it is popular record. Let's open the record book. Nobody is untouchable at the moment. What do you guys say about this? Ricky, you are muted.
Gentlemen, I think we got to start from the president, vice president, secretary, because this is one of the major factors we face in the community.
Yeah. So go ahead. Anybody can chip in because that's a very sensitive question Jivan asked there. When Jivan posted the question, I said, they boy ready again.
Okay,
Jivan don't
if
talk
you
much,
want, yeah, I
but
like
he's
that.
very strategic.
Yeah, I like that question, Gibran. I like
uh-huh.
that what you post on the
Mm-hmm.
from the LAI group chat, right? This is
Mm-hmm.
what we Sama spoke about earlier, the misconception, right? Now, people, especially our Liberians on the south side, even they mention south side. Majority of Liberians living in Indianapolis live on the south side. If anybody can correct me here,
Mm-hmm.
majority of the Liberians that live in Indianapolis live on the south side. So now it's something I've been observing from my own opinion. Like the south side, people that live on the south side, they got their own culture. Let me say that culture, right? If it don't go their way, it's no way.
Mm-hmm.
Am I lying? If I'm lying, somebody can correct me on this podcast. All right. That was said during the election era.
Mm-hmm.
So it's something that been discussed among them before they brought it to the LAI group chat, right? Guys,
Mm-hmm.
we are not yet dating people wives or going around talking to one another girlfriend or wife in the house. We are not yet to break homes. We are not yet to discuss some people's social or private lives. We are an organization that have goals, aim, and objective. We are we are focused on young people in the community. We have a lot of activities. We have a lot of stuff we put up on there. You guys see them. Now, Fatima is saying IYMA, they didn't welcome her to work with her or what. ever. Fatima, I was playing chairman when you were a youth chairman for LAI. I didn't see one program that you brought to our board or to our attention that we did not attend to. If I'm not mistaken, you can remind us on this podcast. I did not. So if you see somebody do a baby shower and tell them about your program or your activity or your event, and you expect the group to attend to your event or to work with you, we are an organization. Will you guys fit to realize that we have, as my friend or my colleague Isaac said, we have rules and regulations. We Liberians don't like to follow regulations and rules. We always want to take the shortcut, and that's the problem we face. If you guys follow the protocol of IYMA, definitely we're going to work with you guys in anything you want us to work with you guys on. We'll be available anytime. If you want us to work with you, you want to come clean your grass, we are not too big. We are not too pompous. We are not bragging on anything. We are available anytime to work with the community. But now the community is failing to recognize our effort, our time, and our organization. Until then, if we start to recognize each other as Liberians in this community and recognize our fellow men or other organizations, we'll be together. We are all about unity. We're all about bringing young people together. We're all about making, now we are in the diaspora. We are here to help each other. It's like we live in our home, coming up here to get a better life, a better future for our kids, for our future, for our children to grow up in. And now, if we sit by and criticize one another, why are we heading to? So, guys, please, the records are there. We've been keeping it. At least I was a member of IYMA and served as a planning committee chairman. We had a program. We had a lot of programs. We had a lot of awareness. We had a lot of things that we put out there. But because people have personal problems and issues with us, that's why they don't recognize our organization.
And just a chip in, let me let everybody know today in this community that our intention or our reason for forming the IYMA Association was not to go about looking for people to work for or work with. The reason we founded IYMA was to intercede for each other, not to go around looking for organization. But sometimes we do this thing that we do for the community because we are members of the community. And whatever that affect the community will affect us. So we decide to work along with the people in the community when they want to work with us. So we are available at any time, like we've been doing before. We are available to work for any one organization in this community. Likewise, the mother organization, LAI, if you guys reach us, we'll come and work with you guys. But we're not going around looking for people to work with or work for. That's what I wanted to say.
Is it possible to repeat the question from Jivan Smith? Can I speak on that? What's the host?
Go ahead,
You
sir.
can go.
Go ahead. Go ahead. You know when people camera go on, they get something in their mouth. Go ahead, sir.
Well, let me go to. I know we're dwelling on it, but Fatih, real quick. I believe when you became the youth person for the LAI from the very beginning, almost until I became when LAI became dysfunctional, or let me not say dysfunctional, when COVID happened, because I believe we're on the same page going from when we started. LAI and IYMA, especially working with you, Fatih, because I know we were planning program. You came to my house, and we planned programs. We were planning programs. When COVID happened, everything fell apart. I believe that's when a lot of things fell apart. You restarted the program, and I believe all IYMA members were in your the photos showing IYMA members at your event. And like Ricky said, you can't come to a baby shower or somewhere and say I'm doing this. It's hard. And that's what people fail to realize. We, as an organization, we have a liaison person there We always send people to that when you come to us at a shower or at an event at the park, we say that's a great idea or that's something good, but we have to say you have to go to our liaison person. Maybe that's our problem. We didn't promote the liaison person, or we didn't talk much about the liaison, but I believe we did. The former president, which is Logan, always tell people to go to our liaison person who will work with us and another person that wants to work with us. Now, when they come to people talking about us, our wives and our spouses
System.
and things like that.
The system just keep rebooting.
Who, me? As a person in this community, I took that very offensive. And every member on this group took it very offensive that somebody would speak on behalf of our organization in the manner they did. In the Liberian community, will say people that don't respect themselves will say things like that. But we are a group of people that have family, children, and our spouses are there. Very well respected people in the community. Because somebody disagree with us or couldn't join our group because they have their downfalls. So that's why they do those things. Talking about our spouses is disrespect to us. But we're not going to go there because guess what? This organization stands for better things. This organization stands for good things. So if they, like Ricky said, people on the south side, whatsoever they are, I don't pick sides that want to talk on negative about us. They will talk about us. But guess what? We are people. We are a group. We're gonna move on. We think positive. We talk positive, and we'll move on. Talk about our spouses, our wives. They will deal with you in the way they want to deal with you, and also we'll back them up too. Also, if we have to. I'm not going to threaten anybody, but you don't speak on people because you don't know of them. We are not a party group. We do have fun. Like we just had a bowling event. We all had a bowling event. That's what we do. We go have fun as a group. But people can talk all they want. We're gonna move on as IYMA, and we're gonna do things as IYMA.
All right, so I have another question here from our sister, the Logan's our princess. So this is hers. She said, what are some of your plans that you have for our young boys? I have boys that I'm very, very protective of. If you were to mentor them, what are some of your plans you have for them, not just in sports, but educational as well? Okay, I have the secretary online. Maybe the secretary want to address that question first. Mr. Secretary, go ahead.
I just want to uh, make some statement about what Fatima said about our MA. They wanted to work with LAR. Me as an individual, Roland Accoy, LAR reached out to me personally for me to be able to help them in the sporting department side of LAR. I'm from IYMA. This is an organization that I'm part of. They reached out to me. When they reached out to me, I told them, before I can take office to work with you guys, I need 2 cellar jersey and 2 football. We had the meeting, I and Fatima. Fatima and the 2 football before I can take office. When we reached to the president, they told me that, hey, just sit in the office, we will give it to you later. And I told them, I said, no, I cannot take office on promise. I'm going to promise the kid that LA are going to support us, and then you're going to give me office. When I sit in the office, if you guys does not do these things that you said, I'm going to look as a liar to them. So I am not going to look as a liar until you guys can provide the 2 cellar jersey and 2 football. And the organization LAI refused to buy the 2 cellar jersey and football. So when the organization refused, these boys came out to me and they told me, Roland, why are you refusing to work with LAI? I said, no, I have not refused to work with LAI, but I do have a demand. LAI have to be able to provide these things for me to be able to take office and work. I cannot work without these things. I and Fatima have so many discussions on how we will host tournament in Indiana. It was one time she brought a proposal to me, and I told Fatima, look, what we can do is let's send for Kentucky, Ohio, and Iowa. We can host a tournament, and the youth can be able to provide their own money. The youth of this community can able to provide their own money. They don't need an organization. What we need to do after we hold the tournament, we can have a board night, and during the board night, people can pay to enter, and then the organization can open an account for the youth. While we generating this money can go into the youth cover. I brought all these ideas and suggestions to Fatima. Our LAI did not buy none of these things. So when the president Rufus Tati went to the bureau a couple of times, I begged the president, Mr. Tati, can you just buy this youth one cell of Jesse? The president refused. They didn't buy the Jesse. When the independent program come, they always just want for their kids to come and play, and then after the independent day, they don't have time for them anymore. So these kids reach out to me and say they are not going to play for LAI no more under that condition. That was how I was able to come about with the Indiana Loon Star. I followed the Indiana Loon Star, and I flew out to it. Even Mr. Logan is part of the Indiana Loon Star. This is how I was able to fund that thing and able to get the kids having something to do in this community. When it comes to the youth, the LAI has never paid attention to the youth. And then when it comes to election, the same youth, they want to vote for them. And then what I can tell them, no, I will not participate into the election because when we needed you guys wasn't there for us. So how will you come out to us today and say we should go register to vote when you guys wasn't there for us? So these are some of the problems that we've been facing in this community. So when Fatima is coming attacking our NA is not working with LAI, personally, they reached out to me. But when I gave them the demand, they did not do it, Mr. Logan. So based upon that, how are we able to work with them? So our NA, I refuse to work with them, and they're taking the blame and shoving it on the whole our MA. It was not our MA that they didn't want to work with LAI. It was some individuals, one like me. I did not because they didn't want to do what I told them to do. You understand? Mm-hmm. I'm thanking you, Mr. Yes. So these are some of the problems we've been facing. Even right now, when Mr. Tati went to the bureau and brought that jersey, the president gave us the jersey for us to use to play one game in a competition. After the game, the president called me and tell me, I want the jersey back. You have to bring the jersey back. So what is in the organization for the youth that you want for the youth to be part of this organization, and what is in there for them? So these are the reasons why the youth back off for LAI. And then they are taking a blame and shoving it on our MA. I back off because they don't want to do nothing for the youth of this community. Thank you, Mr. Logan.
Thank you so much, Mr. Roland Akwe. Thank you so much. Jan Bolula, I will call you. You can call back when we start to take questions. Roland is the current Secretary General, so we answering his question. Or he making his points because he cannot join the conversation because he's a little father. So Jan, you will join the conversation shortly. So I want to say our dear brother, Honorable Maurice G. Consistent, welcome to the Logan's Hour. And we are happy that you're able to join us here today. I think the president having a little technical difficulties. I see the president keep coming in and going out. So Mr. Watkins Johnson is in the background as well. Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Johnson.
The system just keep buffering, Mr. Logan.
Yeah, that the morning session. I needed to set up all my wires better before coming on, but it's not a problem. It's not a problem. So, Mr. G Consistent Morris, how are you, my dear brother?
Can't hear you.
You are muted, Morris.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I said thank you. I'm doing good. I am happy to be here.
Okay, so Mr. Morris, G Consistent Morris, he's one of the panelists today. He's supposed to be here with his sister Brandy Alpha as well to speak to the guys from our MA as well. So don't see him on the screen and you panic that, oh, Murray is our MMA member now. So not yet. Mr. Murray was still thinking about it. So
No.
yeah, yeah. So while we have our brother here joining us as well, somebody in the back. Let me see, you ready to come on?
I think Jan posted a question.
Yeah, Yan posted a question. We will get to Yan question shortly. But we have question from our sister Tutu McCarthy. She asked a question and her question hasn't been addressed yet. This is Tutu question. Mr. President, when you're ready, let me know to come back in. Let me see right there. Okay, I see Sa in the back here. Okay, Sa is okay. Okay, so the Tutu McCarthy, our sister asked a question. What her question right here? You people know I address a question when the call came in. So this is our sister question. Our sister said, let me just summarize it. She have boys. And what is it our Emmy doing differently other than sport in terms of educational wise?
I mean,
I can,
hello,
co-
can you guys hear me?
I can chime in a little bit.
Go
Okay.
ahead.
To answer Ms. McCarthy question, this is something that we as executives and stuff have been brainstorming for quite some time in terms of not just for sporting activities, but in terms of educational things and stuff. Well, how can we be of service and stuff to the younger kids and stuff? Where it could be via the medium of mentorship, or tutoring and stuff for school activities and stuff, debates, and sort of these kind of things and stuff would be, I mean, beneficial for the kids. With this and stuff, it is still a work in progress, but withstanding, we can do better of it to have this initiative started next year. I think the president attempted to shine a little bit of light on it, on the progression as to what it is in place for next year, in the coming years, as to what we would embark upon. So the fact that he's back on and stuff, I mean, he can shine more light to it. But we are brainstorming on other initiatives and stuff to take on with a mentorship and tutoring and stuff for after school programs and stuff for kids.
Thank you so much, Mr. Vice President. Tutu,
Yeah.
he just addressed your question right away.
I mean, let me talk on that. Let me if I can chime in on that a little bit.
Yep,
As
go
far
ahead.
as planning, we do have plans. We're not going to review everything today here. That's how we're going to be revealing some things as it come along, as it going. But I mean, our former president, the first president of the organization, Emerson Dewar, he's working on some things that we as an organization will be bringing to the community. And what people fail to realize is we as people, we have children also. So we have to we do things for the community same as we would do for our children. So just keep that in mind. For instance, in the Liberian community, not many people know, or people do, but they don't know how to go about the 21st century scholar program that this state offer to people, to students in this town, in the state of Indiana. The 21st scholar program, which is it's a program that's been around for a long time, and those are some of the initiatives we're looking at taking on. I mean, I know people that have used the 21st Scholar program that have gone to school throughout college, and it's paid for. So those are some of the things we're looking at and bringing onto the community and taking the initiative and letting people know about or how we can go doing workshop. Maybe if other organizations are interested, we might have to work with other organizations like we do in the past to do these kind of things. So those are some of the things we're looking at bringing. I mean, we have kids in high school, kids going to college. So yeah, we have plans on doing those things and bringing those things to the forefront and having a workshop for our children in the community to get those mentorship as far as education go.
All right, thank you so much, Mr. Samba. And I have a lot of questions online, but I will go to my guests. I mean, say my people in studio first to ask their question. We have a response from one of the wives of one of our member, Mr. Wenda Samba. She responded to the question that was asked, but I left it on. I guess people read her response already to that. And whoever person make the comment that Jivon posted, she said you should mind your words carefully. So thank you, Winter. That was a powerful response. So let's hear from Brandy. Brandy can ask a question. Then we'll go to G Consistent to ask one question. Then we'll go to the tough talking journalist, Mr. James Akwe, who was one time member of our MA as well. Bernie,
Big brother.
Mr. Akwe, you want to lift your camera so much so people can see your face? You want to just
I
You can
again?
know,
see your
right?
face, though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
go ahead.
Oh,
We
there you
want to
go.
see your forehead.
There you go.
My man, I'm a beginner, my man. Ricky, what's up, my man?
Good on you.
And
Yeah.
say, damn it, come on.
So, Bernie,
Hey,
Yeah,
Akwe, how you doing?
I mean, I have to make a trip back to Indiana. Trust me.
yeah,
I got to miss. I'm gonna visit. Say, what's up, my man?
My man,
oh,
coming
oh,
by
We
Sydney.
here.
you can't call the man. We are saying need to do. You
Yeah,
made a
no,
people make a call the man say.
my man.
Yeah, I know.
All right,
No,
My
Bernie, go
man.
ahead. Bernie, ask a question. Mr.
Bernie's
Akwe,
actually quite, yeah.
Mr.
We have
Akwe,
to move on, man.
we will come back to you. Bernie, ask a question quick. Let's go to Mr. G Consistent Murray for your one question. Don't go to Mr. Akwe for his one question.
Okay. Hi, fellas.
It could be comment. It could be question. Go ahead.
Good coming on the show today. I've been listening, so I've heard some of the good work you guys have to do. So my question is, I think Tutu kind of hit on it a little bit, but for single mothers with boys, I heard you guys have some things coming on to bring them in. How do you guys plan on engaging with the youth or the young boys to make them want to come on? Because as for me, like my son, he like to do stuff but he's kind of shy, so it takes a little bit of convincing or just try to figure out how to get them engaged to where they feel like they can fit in with sit at the table with grown men and still be able to gain the knowledge and things they need.
Somebody going to address that?
Stay on. I think he's the best person to answer that.
Who?
Roland.
I mean, okay.
No,
Oh,
Roland.
Sam.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay,
I
go
can
ahead.
speak on that. I mean, like I said earlier, we're not we have plans for sure. Like some of my expertise or something I've done before. I used to work with all the young men in this town, and I still do work with young people. And some of those things we're gonna implement them here soon. Because let's get some things together because we had a lot of things planned for real in this community, but again, COVID kind of put a hold to a lot of things. So we looking forward to starting the new year with a lot of things for our young people. They especially the boys. We want to do what the people do here in in the state. They call it big brother, big sister. We want to implement that same kind of system with us with IYMA, so we can start doing those things, the big brother, big sister mentorship thing in that format. It might not be exactly the same, but I'm currently talking to the big brother, big sister people, so we can see how we can get involved with them too also, so we can start bringing our Liberian young people. We're not just Liberian, but we have other African descent on this group too, to start bringing them to the community, taking them to those things and getting involved with it, because not many Liberian in the community know that these things exist, and we want to make sure that we want to start bringing those things to existence within the Liberian community also. Let people start knowing about these things. So that's what IYMA is looking forward to start planning some of these things and bringing it to those clubs, even the Boys and Girls Club or the YMCA. We're visiting these places to see how we can collaborate with them and do things with them within our Liberian community. So people that are single mothers, someday we might say, hey, let the boy come hang out with us, let the kids come hang out with us while you go do some running around. Oh, those are some of the things we're working on, we're planning on doing, so we can start helping. We've done a lot of things in the community, but we're mainly with the young people. We want to start taking that initiative. Those are some of the plans we're working on.
Thank you so much, Mr. Ivan Sa. Look at me, Mr. Sa. When that's somebody, my man, we got two Sa on here, so maybe
Like
say,
that
please
too, so
consider
that
me.
too side. So it always miss. So to
So,
chime in a little bit on that,
yeah, come.
Miss Bernice Alpha,
Mm-hmm.
um, as Samba stated, there are a lot of other groundwork and stuff we're trying to facilitate and put into place. Whereas we also trying as well not to just spit out everything that we're trying to do for the coming years.
Yeah.
But there are things and stuff what we're trying to put together where it will be sometimes of a workshop or two days workshop for youth mentorship and stuff where they will come in. We try to know what their aspiration are. Those who are coming in from high school on the way out to college, how we can navigate them to the FAFSA application process and stuff, just kind of navigating through things and stuff, how the next phase of reaching out into the real world, how tough it is. The mom not going to be around. You got to muster up the courage instead to be a young adult. And as you branch off onto that, to the new life that is ahead of you. So there are a lot of other things and stuff, as everyone is stating, that we trying to incorporate a lot of things and stuff coming the next year and stuff. So stay tuned. There will be more to come and stuff for IYMA. So very interesting things and stuff that we're trying to put into place.
Okay,
so
well,
go ahead with a follow up.
That's very good, because that's something I'm very interested in. So if you guys are looking for someone to help, because that was kind of one of my ideas I wanted to bring to the forefront to showcase, with the kids, and there are other things going on in the community that just don't have to be with going to school, that people are already well in, and they can bring that to the kids and try to speak with them, and work together to make their dreams come reality. So if you guys need help in that department, I'm willing to like that.
Thank you so much.
We're glad you appreciate it.
Thank you so much. And Fatima also here. Fatima Hadala, she's saying the same thing too. She said, what she's saying here, she said, I'm ready to work with any organization to help our children in this community and out of this community. Thank you so much, Fatima, for that. So before this show ends today, we have a number here for you. We have a number here for you to call if you want to help. And I think the membership person will speak on how to become member and what are the protocols you have to follow to become member. So let's go, Mr. G Consistent Murray. You can ask a question, sir.
Yeah, thank you very much. I will make a few comments and just ask one question, but we having A and B.
Okay.
Yeah, first I want to say I thank you.
What's up, man?
I want to say big thank you to you guys for holding on together. It's not easy task. You gotta be very smart and know that to hold on together as an organization is not an easy thing. I know very well there'll be a challenges, there'll be a disagreement, agreement, and any day, you'll go back and forth. But I want to say thank you guys for holding on together. Again, Philip said, Maurice still thinking, I'm not thinking. I already make up my mind, I'll soon be coming. The next meeting you guys be having, you'll let me know. I'll come in that meeting.
Thank you so much, Be Consistent, Maurice.
Yeah. Okay, so my question. So what are the challenges you guys experience in these going elections? And what experience challenges you guys expecting just in case you guys decide to work with LAI?
All right. Thank you so much for that question, Mr. G Consistent Morris. And before you guys address that question, I want to use this time to say a very big thank you to the entire leadership of the Indiana Young Men Association. I also want to say you guys stood your ground. You guys stand for professionalism. I remember in the heat of the elections, and a few of our members asked the leadership question: "What are we doing? We have two of our members in this election. Are we going to support them publicly?" And I like the stance that come from the leadership, and specifically the president of this group, Mr. Arvin Sabangila. He stated in our last meeting that this group is non-political, and we are not going to support any side as a group. But individually, you guys are member of the group. You can choose who you want to support. But this group will not endorse and will not support anyone publicly. And I felt that was a good one because I did it before when I was president. Rufus Tati versus Barack Kaba. And I stood the ground the same way. And the group never support anybody as a group. But individually, you are entitled to support who you want to support. So I want to say to the leadership, you guys did an excellent job because you guys were caught up between the needles. You had two of your members vying for the highest seat of this community, and you never compromise your constitution, you never compromise a group to support your member. Just to chip on that, I just want to say that. Thank you, guys. All right, back to Morris' question.
Well, I think I missed Morris' question. If he can just
Morris,
his question.
Okay, Morris.
He basically asked a question that perhaps we have already answered in terms of what was some of the difficulties and stuff in terms of membership and all the things and stuff of that sort.
Morris, unmute yourself. Maybe if that's it. Is that's the question? Then that's it.
No.
And in terms of elections, so what we find difficult.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
yeah, yeah. I say, what are some challenges you guys experience during the earlier past election? And the big aspect is, what are some challenges you guys expect in the future, just in case you guys decide to work with LAI, because you guys are different body incoming, because to be member. Let me just I repeat again. We, because we are coming to church or them, because for me, you know me, I'm very hard to deal with. I stick on stuff and I make sure I talk. I can't back and blast, speak I speak. So
Oh,
these are
Thank you, Mr. Thank
yeah,
you,
so
Mr.
these are the
Go.
yeah. So thank you. That are the two questions.
okay. So I can to the second part of your question. You said what some of the challenges that we're gonna face if our MA want to
Yeah,
work along with
yes, yes,
LAR,
yes, yes.
right?
Yes, what
So
are some challenges that you're expecting?
um let me say this. Um Previous administration, our MA worked with previous administration, and I'm gonna speak for my from my experience and what I experienced. Like me personally, when I decide to do something, I like to put my all into it. And when I mean put my all, I mean everything should be done the proper way. And some of the challenges that we face, I think my brother Ricky mentioned about it when our MA did a Valentine's Day program, a collaboration with LAI. That Valentine's Day program, my eyes were open to a lot of things that I personally did not expect to see, and which is the ugly people. What I understood and realized that people were not taking stuff seriously. This is something that who was collaborating with people that we were putting money on the table for. Our ultimate goal was to raise money, for that. That was the part of the Valentine's Day program, to raise money in the community so people can come together. And after that program, man, I was disappointed. I thought that this community was united. The community was not united. People did not show up. We did so much promotional on that, and people did not show up. And I can tell you today, even the new administration that is coming in, there's people not being together and people not supporting each people because of their own personal problem. There's gonna be one of the major challenge that this new elected official they're gonna face. And my hope is that we should let all of those personal problems, who have problem with this, who got problem with this, so we can come together as one community, so we can, uplift this community and do things for this community, like all various groups and everybody can be able to come in and chip in with LAI, so we can make this community prosper. But one of the major challenges, people are divided. And until that can be resolved, people can put their differences aside. Trust me, it's gonna be the same issue, and that's something that. And to be honest with you, that because of that, just from the LER, the whole Valentine's Day collaboration we had, to be honest with you, after that program, that's why I stayed away. But I didn't really stay away per se. But I used to go to programs and stuff here and there. But I just took a seat and just sit and watch and see how
Lost
people were gonna
interest.
do
Yeah,
things. But
I will
like
come
I
in.
said, this community need to be united, and this community is divided, and that would be one of the major challenge that LAI going to be facing.
Yeah,
Can I?
Mr. Consistent.
Yeah.
Just names few factors
Mm-hmm.
concerned to your question, Mr. Consistent. Uh, One of the major challenges we face with the incoming government, LAI government, is time, obligations, supportive, and hatred. It's a lot. So I just want to say, so it will be a lot of challenges that we'll face.
It is, and
Um,
holding people, and another thing is holding people accountable
Thank
for the
you.
action. Just because you hold this position, I hear people say, "Oh, this is a voluntary stuff." Da, da, da. Just because it's voluntary, that doesn't mean you should not put your all into it. We have to hold people accountable for what they are doing.
Exactly. So
Everything is just pushed under the rug. You know what I mean? Oh, Leslie, what's the way forward? No, the way forward is doing the right thing.
Actually, they don't want to follow the right thing. The right thing is the problem in this community. Now, we got group, we got all our members. I'm gonna applaud you guys, man. You guys for the principle, morals, and a lot of things that a lot of our Liberian people don't have. And this one of the major factor we need to put we need to address in this community. Listen, if you want to live up to your standards, your integrity, you got to be a man of your word. Now, yeah, my brother just spoke of that program. That program sent us into a complete. I don't want to say on this podcast, but it made me as a person to just lost interest in the community issue as a whole, because they they discuss an issue, and when we came to a conclusion, they didn't even meet up to the standard. We were there ready and saying, but what's going on here? So you guys were not prepared when you guys went into a contract. So now, if some of us want to be disrespectful, as they can say it, because if you tell them the truth, they say you're being disrespectful. But if the truth are going to be said on that table, trust me, a lot of them are going to go turn against some of us in this community. As usually, they just have that a belief system that, oh, those young guys, they feel they know everything, they feel they do everything to the best of the ability. It's not that. Please, what are old, young? It's just principles. If you decide to do something, do it to the best of your ability. Don't wait last minute of time and you want to shift blame on the next person. And we're not going for that.
Let me, if I can come in real quick, Mr.
Okay.
G. Smith. G, thanks for your question. We appreciate you. We're looking forward to your membership application. Uh, as far as the challenges during the election, this is what we talked about earlier. Misconception people have about us within this community. We didn't have any challenges. It's people that have challenges towards us or for us. We didn't have any challenges. Our two of our members decided to go for office. We, as individual, like the president, former president stated, it was up to us to decide which we want to go. Do we support him, or do we support the opposition, who he was going against? We didn't have any challenges. They had challenges. We, as IYMA, was there. We've been here before the election, and we're here during the election, and we're still going to be doing it after the election. And we're not going into this to say that we talked about this in our last meeting, that we're gonna come out here and wait for them or just bring everything and challenge them. No, we didn't talk. We're not talking about challenging people. All we do is hold people accountable. If anybody remember the last administration during the inauguration, our former president Philip Logan, right in public, stated to him that we will challenge you on the issues. We will challenge you on the issue, not to pick a fight, but we'll challenge you on the issue. Issue being financial statements, what are you doing for the community, and things like that. And we also at the same time we're working with them as IYMA. Even though he said that in public, we also work with them. Ask LAI administration, the very first year of the administration, it was IYMA basically doing things with them until COVID happened. And we look forward to doing the same thing with this current administration, the elect that are coming in. We are open. We have our liaison person. If you want to work with us, we're willing to work with you. We're not coming here to say we're going to challenge you on things just because we feel like it, or Philip Logan, our former president, lost. It's not a big deal for us. So we are open to working with anybody. This administration, anyone, even Sister Love or the men group, any group that want to work with us, we're not bringing in challenge. We're here to work with you, and we're in the community also. And I hope that answers your question a little bit.
All right.
And
Okay, go ahead.
let me just squeeze this in. And, it appears that, my boys, might be biting the bullet, and, and trying to discuss as they discuss on community issues. But let me say it out and throw it out to to all of the faces here, and from Ricky to Ernest to Logan to Sai and the rest of the crew, to Watkins and to every one of you. I mean, Indiana, you are a great people. And I love the time, and passing through Indiana and spending some time. I mean, you're so great wherever I go. I always have, I mean, at the back of my mind that I met, strong boys, strong individuals. I mean, people who really show me love and the rest of it. From our own brother, I mean, Roden, Akwe, and every one of you. I mean, you're running something good there, and I can only hope and wish that you continue to hold together and do those things that will move Indiana forward. I look and yearn for the time, especially in the summer, when I'll come over again and see how well I can spend some time with my boys. I see Ernest relaxing and shaking the head. Say, yeah. So, I mean, kudos to every one of you. And you're doing wonderful, Ricky, and every one of you. You're doing a great job. And I can't wait, man, to see you people, I mean, next summer. Trust me, you're going to see me. You're going to see me very soon. Have a great and wonderful time, and I have to run.
That's the tough talking Jeans Akwe here, BC1. So those
And
following
just to
us,
add up, Mr. Logan, just to add up to, I think if I'm not mistaken, Mr. Consistent, let me thank you for your declaration, and we'll look forward to seeing you soon. So I think one of your questions was the challenge that we're faced with during the election, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I think one of the only challenge I think I remember from our side is when people decided to change the narrative of the entire election to make it look like it was the IYMA versus LAR situation. So that was the biggest challenge, and I think we handled that the best way possible. But the narratives were wrong. We were all members of the community taking part in the election. So it was not like our anything. And LAI, we're not in competition with LAI in this community. We all respect the leaders of LAI, and we'll work with them if they want us to work with them. And then to the Logan team, I just want to commend you guys on this show at this time for the civility that you guys show at the end of the election. This is the first time in the history of Indiana election that on losing party or losing group, we call the winning side to come together to unify. I mean, that was a good sign for the community, and I think the current president stated it at your program. I hope that the incoming leadership will take note and key at this your action and make them work towards bring the unification that we need in this community, because during the process there were a lot of stuff. People were calling people names. There were a lot of degradation and all kinds of stuff went on. But at the end of the day, it kind of amazed me on the date of the election. I mean, you couldn't tell the difference between Logan people and the team Pagos side, because I mean you could see unity, and I hope that what we saw at the process election time will go with us along the way. So I just wanted to add that.
Thank you so much, Mr. Alvin Stabangila. So we're going to take a short break and come back. When we come back, we'll be going to the phone lines to take calls. So when we come back, you can call 401-359-5072. So again, if we come back, you can call 401-359-5072. The guys are in studio right now. We're just going to take a short commercial, and we will be right back. Thank you for following the Logan's Hour this morning.
Go, yeah. Go, yeah. Go, yeah. Another man food is another man poison. Go, yeah. Monkey no fine, but in my mind like I'm. Go, oh yeah. Sure you want come calculate my money. Go, oh yeah. You want to dance or you want to shake, oh yeah. Who got the blessing, bless oh yeah. Chop the rice and banana, oh yeah. I go do my best, oh yeah. Chop the wedu and banga, oh yeah. The party don't start, oh. Shall you go now for the matata? Slim bad Daddy. I love my life, I love my life, I love my life. Yeah, yeah. Omotola Jaye. Go, go. Rihanna make you always so. Yeah. Go, do your own, make I do my own. Go, go. Them mama, them papa, all of them want to quarrel. Yeah. You know that I'm a biggie man. Yeah. Kick harder than Jackie Chan. Yeah. My money coming, biggie bounce. Yeah. Number one in your area. Yeah. Sule, I want me to Sula. Yeah, me oh yeah. Don't play with me because your caro is my sister. Yeah. Go, 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 show deal. Go, 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 show deal. Yeah, yeah. Go, 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 show deal. Go, 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 show deal. Yeah, yeah. Go, go. Another man food is another man poison. Go, yeah. Monkey no fine, but in my mind like I'm. Go, oh yeah. Sure you want come calculate my money. Go, oh yeah. You want to dance or you want to shake, oh yeah. Who got the bless me, bless oh yeah. Chop the rice and banana, oh yeah. I go do my best, oh yeah. Chop the way do and banga, oh yeah. Go, the party don't start, oh. Shall you got love for the matata? Slim daddy, go. I love my life, I love my life, I love my life. Yeah, yeah. Omotola Jaye. Rihanna make you always so. Yeah. Do your own, make I do my own. Them mama, them papa, all of them want to quarrel. I know one trouble, brother.
He set it up for you.
Okay, guys. So we have our first caller.
Every year. It's actually the 25 one. Well, I usually just
Hold
do.
on, hold
Meet
on.
the president. Meet the president.
All
Meet
right,
the
let me meet
president.
the president, Honorable Alvin
Okay.
Sabagida. Okay, I have the president muted. All right, go ahead. We'll have our very first caller on the line. Party Family. Go ahead.
Yes. Hello, everyone. Good morning. Thank you for giving me the opportunity. Um, I'm just calling to clarify some few things.
Mm-hmm.
Um, if I can recall, I reached out to um to Philip Logan at the time when he was president. And then he told me to reach out to the plan.
Sorry, I tried to merge your call with Mr. Yan Fulula. So, Mr. Fulula, when you're listening,
I
you got
was
to hold on for Sis Fati. When she finished, then you can speak.
all right. Okay.
Okay, go ahead.
I inquired. All right. I inquired about their action plan. I even sent numerous programs to Mr. Logan. Um, and we were back and forth, but it seemed like there was something preventing IYMA from collaborating with me, which I found out last minute to time. But Ricky, I just want to say that I did not approach you anywhere at a baby shower to talk to you about I'm having this program. I'm not I'm a very professional person, and that's why I went to the president at the time, and that's how come he told me to communicate with you. So if you guys had a
We
had
go
a
by
had a certain
Presley.
way of sending out communication, or you know um you guys should have let me know. Oh, Fati, write a letter, do this, blah blah blah. I would have done it, but I wrote the president personally, and I told him my plans, and I was definitely looking forward to working with IYMA because it made sense. I'm the youth chair, and they are Indiana Young Men's Association, so I had all that expectation of working with you guys. And Roland, thank you for for your work. I know that one of the things that we're pushing for was the jersey, and which we did we did accomplish that. Um, LEI has jerseys now. So it's just a few things, that I wanted to clarify to you guys that I tried to reach out in the best possible way. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Sis Fatima Famule, the Financial Secretary Elite of the Liberian Association of Indiana. Go ahead, Mr. Yan Folule.
Well, thank you so much, Mr. Logan. Even though you didn't read my comment in the comment chat, you were picking and choosing, no problem. I'm online now.
You're always fighting.
I also want to clarify some things, and I got two questions. I heard your Secretary General, which is Mr. Akwe, Rene Akwe, saying that I have nothing in place for the young people in this community. That's a lie. That's a lie. LAI does have things in place for young people in this community. But the young people in this community don't want to work with LAI. Like the Young Men Association online today, they don't want to work with LAI. These are the people that undermine LAI or operations in this community to make LAI look like they are not for the people in this community. When Rufus Tati took over, I was the first person who recommended Ronan Akwe to the administration at that time. I said Ronan Akwe can work with Fatima. Said Ronan Akwe is so much into the soccer business. Ronan Akwe can take over the soccer team. We reached out to Ronan Akwe on a numerous occasion. Ronan Akwe turned it down. Then I recommended, G Consistent, which is Maurice, our own brother today. G Consistent also turned that down. So when we young people stay now in this community and don't want to get involved with LAI, then at the end of the day, they say, oh, LAI don't have things in place for young people. That's a myth. We have to do away with that and make ourselves available. Just how other people like myself taking time away from their family, taking time away from their business schedule to make time for LAI. All of us, if we all can just do that, LAI will be in a better place instead of sitting in a group called IYMA to undermine LAI. Well, my question is, I want to clarify that, but yes, my question.
That's a question, yeah.
The last time I checked, IYMA was not a Liberian organization. Over here, clearly, I even wrote it down. The current president, which is Saab, Bagina today online, the IYMA is a sub-organization for LAI. When the IYMA constitution changed to become a Liberian organization that will become a sub-organization for LAI. Then my next question is, Saab Bagina, you are the current president. When Senator Logan was a president, he labeled some potential young people of this community as criminal or have tainted record, and for that reason, he left them out to become members of IYMA. What is your plan of involving other young people who want to become members of this organization? That's my question.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mr. Folule.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
So you have to give me 1 minute quick after work. Let me just clarify your lie.
Go ahead.
You're a big liar. You're a big liar. Why? Look, you see, these guys are very ungrateful. I will use that statement on your show because me, I can burn and blow. Yeah, it's very ungrateful. You can lie too much. Tell the issue. You tell me say that you guys reached out to me and I think your offer down. Are you kidding me? Yeah. Okay, Fatima is right here. Fatima need to rest on things and say, yeah, you're lying on Morris. Fatima, you need to do that right now. If you're honest to yourself. Who promoted Fatima? Who made Fatima to have a fan meeting for youth program? Who made Fatima to have a program? Who encouraged other people to work with Fatima? You see, these are things that people spoil in this community. And lady, Fatima say alive, they lying at the young. Fatima, please come on the show and tell Yancy you're lying. Please apologize. Like you apologize right now. Like you call and apologize right now. I beg you. Fatima, you need to do that right now. I promoted you on a group chat. I need to work. I'm going to be writing a lot of stuff for you on a group chat. I lie. Look, Ernest, And that I got Logan. You know that my witness. Who had a fan meeting for Fatima? Who did it? Who promoted Fatima to have the fan meeting? Fatima not know nothing how to have do anything to run the show. I went and started encouraging her. Right. I see you. Don't make me very young. Okay, I'll cool down. I will cool down. I'll hold down from there. Because I will slow down for now. I hear last.
Let me try.
Online because you know he's right.
You need me.
Let me try. Logan, hold on. Let me try real quick before the president
Ladies
come
and
along.
gentlemen.
Logan.
Let the president address the
Logan. Logan, you muted me. You muted me without speaking.
No, you are not muted.
Young Buddha, he's a big liar. As I clearly stated, LAI reached out to me in this community to handle the sporting department of this community. I did not refuse to work with LAI. I agreed to work with LAI, but I gave LAI an offer. I told them, before I can take office, I need a son of Jesse, a 3-4 ball. I cannot be the sport director for the community, and the community does not have a Jesse. That does not make no sense. And then, if I call for practice for the youth to come for practice, what ball are they going to use to practice? LAI need to buy a soccer ball, at least 2 to 3 ball. LAI refused to buy none of these things. All they told me was, take the office, and we will talk about that later. That way I refused. I said, I am not going to take office on promises. You guys have to buy these things before I take office. And they refused to buy these things. It was last minute to time when Rufa Tati was just leaving power. When he went to the bureau and he brought out red and not yellow jersey, and he brought it about 2 to 3 months ago. How am I going to take office with nothing to work with? Is that how you get somebody a job? Mr. Logan? You don't get somebody a job like that. So if Young Florida is saying that Roland Akpo refused to work with LAI, that's a big black lie. I did not refuse to work with LAI. LAI refused to buy a jersey and soccer ball for the youth of this community. So that's the reason I asked that question. What is in the organization for the youth? There is nothing. Based upon that, it will have a backup, and I didn't take the job. I thank you.
Yeah, I want to come in.
Let me come in too. Ricky,
go ahead. You can go ahead.
You see, these are the same things and stuff for which we all talking about in this community. If there is a problem and there is something that need clarity, it should be done precisely and very concise. Because Mr. Voodoo oftentimes throw jabs. Now, with this assertion and stuff, oftentimes he says about IYMA that we undermine the leadership of LAI. That is not a factual accusation and stuff, because it has no facts to it. It's one thing and stuff to throw criticism, and everyone can be person in their own respective nature and stuff to criticize people, but do it in a manner that it shows the stuff of integrity, respect, and all of that. You cannot always throw people under the bus and feels that your voice and stuff always needs to be heard. There's one thing that I will always speak about, and I'm a kind of person and stuff, I'm factual. If there is a need for something, you are to follow the proper channel. And in following the proper channel, you will get the answer that is necessary for you to understand. Now, this will be my plea to the next administration that is coming in, because these are the people and stuff who creates these problems within this community, that oftentimes y'all will see people who wants to roll up their sleeves and come to work, but based on this criticism and stuff that other people and stuff put upon people, sometimes it make people shy away and let the ones and stuff who run with this narrative go forward with it. So the new administration that is coming along, I urge them to put aside and hold people accountable for wrongful allegation that is being disseminated. And if they do that and hold people accountable for these things, some of the rhetoric and stuff will be toned down a little bit a notch.
because all of these and stuff, it only create more problem in the community. And that's what makes people shy away. There are things and stuff applauding people for the work given. There is other things and stuff that will be encouraging to encourage other people to be much more inclusive. But you don't have that monopoly oftentimes to only feel the stuff that you're the critical voice. Now, this and the new administration that is coming along, we all, as community dwellers and stuff, have the right to question the new administration that is coming along and hold the feet to the fire. That when things goes wrong, as they came along with the mantra that they were going forward with this thing, the inclusion and all of that, we are looking forward to those things. But the people to start who disseminate this wrongful narrative and stuff in this community needs to stop. Give people the flower while they stay alive. If somebody did the good thing and muster the courage and stuff to do what was right, applaud them rather than criticize them. Because the more you criticize the people, the person is, if it's not done constructively, you're gonna make other people to start shy away and let the ones and stuff who have this rhetoric and stuff running around run with the narrative. So I'll rest
Thank you, my dear brother.
I will come back again subsequently and stuff to answer some questions.
Thank you, my dear brother. Man, I'm leaving you guys, man. To wait, man. I'm leaving you guys.
Okay, Morris.
Thank you, my dear brother. That young man, you need to go to the Real hospital for checkup. They need to check young get brain problem.
Can I come in? Can I speak? Can I speak on that, please, if you don't mind?
Yeah.
Can I speak on the young? Can I speak on the young issue?
Go ahead.
I just want to say, Mr. Nyan Volule, I know people have said things about you, about things what you said. Your question or your statement was, we young men refuse to work with LAI. Now, if you can recall, I don't think you can, but if you can recall, when your administration took over office, the first group that registered or that worked with you was this group, the young men. If you as a secretary, which you didn't do your duty as a secretary, because that's why you don't remember this group working with your administration, Rufus Tati administration, doing all the work, secretarial work was LAI. Was IYMA doing secretarial work because you as a secretary couldn't do your duty as a secretary. We did documentation, we printed stuff, we printed letters. This group, IYMA, was the one doing those things on behalf of LAI. If you can remember, which you didn't go to meetings, this group proposed that because of fitness sake, we should have fitness program where we do park event on the south side and on the west side. But you don't recall because again, as secretary, you were not in meetings, which I can attest. If you can go back and check your meetings, your meeting, which you don't have, you will see that this group worked with LAI from the very beginning. From the very beginning, we work with the LAI, and we look forward to working with the current administration that's coming in. That's what we've always done. That's what we're gonna do. You can have adversity against us because maybe you have adversity against somebody in this group, which we don't know who. Don't take it out in the group because you have issue with somebody, and you want to take it out in a group that we don't work with people. We work with people. We're not trying to toot our horns around here to say that we did this, we did that. Maybe that's the thing we should start doing. We don't know. But Jan, you are a flat liar. First of all, you don't come out and say things that you don't know nothing of. We work with LAI. We work with everybody. Even Sister Love, we try to work with them. You know, you can't come out and start accusing people that we don't want to work with nobody. We're this, we're that. You don't know of us. If you do your work, Jan, as a secretary, which we don't even know what kind of work you do because you jump from administration to administration, you just talk. Know the facts before you talk. Don't talk without knowing the facts.
Thank you so much. Okay. Because I have Brandy want to respond to that too.
Can I say something first before Brandy?
Yeah, okay, go ahead.
Yeah, like I said from the beginning, gentlemen, anybody who don't want to see the good thing of you will never wish for the best thing for you. Jan have been saying this thing from the onset. He said Fede Logan, he wanted to join IYMA, and Fede Logan denied him, saying that he not supposed to be with us. And that's not true. Yeah, any organization you go into, there are rules and regulations. You got to follow those rules. So if somebody tell you, okay, so this is why it's going on. If you want to be a part of my association organization, you need to get a form, fit it in, bring it back, visit 1 or 2 meetings, and then we can open our constitution and guidelines to you. That doesn't mean to say the person doesn't want you to be a part of the group. It's just a procedure. Easy, simple to follow. But you fail to follow the rules and regulations, you just want to jump into IYMA. We don't do that. We are people of integrity, and we believe in integrity. So if you follow the right process, you come in the right way. So FEDE did not deny you, and IYMA will never deny you. When I won the election, you came to me and said, I'm ready to work, I'm ready to join IYMA. I said, the doors are open to you. And since then, you never approach me anymore. The only time you approach me, like you always used to do the FEDE looking, is when we in gathering. Oh, Mr. President, I'm ready. That's not the right way. So we just want to say, my brother, Jan, we are all new people in this community. We look forward to everybody joining us because it's a good thing. We're not denying nobody, so long you follow the right track to get with us, we'll let you in. But you can't just come and don't want to follow the rule. If you can't follow the rule, if you come in to the system, what do you think will happen? So you follow the rules, we'll let you in. But if you deny how to follow the rule, we'll not allow you to come in. So don't be carrying news out there, making it look like we are a secret, society or something. We are not. We've been preaching this news long time ago. We want all the young people to join us because it's a good thing for the community. So you are welcome, and stop carrying this lies around because we never deny you. It's just a matter that you fail to follow the common procedure. You can go ahead, Bernice.
All right. So before I bring Bernice in, I have somebody on the line. So go ahead, caller. Go ahead.
Well, first of all, I've been following the discussion, and the discussion is going well. This is Joseph Sile Jr., incoming president of IYMA, because Saba Magila is illiterate boy anyway. He's disturbing the show. But first of all, you guys are doing well. You guys are doing great, and the truth of the matter is we all have mistakes, and we all have things we can look back on and we can correct them. I think IYMA can also say the same thing about the organization. The organization, there's a lot of things the organization did and they did wrong. But to be frank, IYMA have been doing a lot better lately, and that is what people need to first of all admit to. I mean, I understand where Yan is coming from. I mean, I understand that during having time and a few other administrations, IYMA sit back a little. But moving forward, we should look at the good that they have done in the community. We always need to build on the good and build on the progress and move forward. And that's the only thing that's going to move the community forward. And the discussion so far has been going well. I understand everybody is here like overreacting with my brother Jan, and like everybody calling him a liar. There are some things he said was right. I mean, we have to look in the mirror and accept it. And you guys are doing okay. I must commend you guys, and I know that reconciliation is a long journey. We just hope and pray that you guys join the process and don't sit on the fence at this time. Because in the 3 years or a few years from now, you guys might want to participate in this thing again, and we'll be open up to everyone. And I mean, this committee is for everybody, honestly. You guys are Liberians, and you guys have right to participate in the process. And Saba Makila again, I think he's not a capable president. I will have to take over from him, but we'll discuss that on the show. And please, for Christ's sake, take Morris off the show. He's too emotional. That's my older brother, but he should go to work. Thank you, guys. Have a good day.
You're welcome, Mr. City.
Thank you, Mr. City. So Morris, I wear right now, and when you finish saying it, I know Morris coming jump right now. You're listening, man, on the show again. So go ahead, Bernice. You are muted. Okay.
Yes. I just wanted to say that I really like how the show is going. And one of the things that you guys said on here is facts. Everybody that know me knows you have to come with facts when you sit at the table with me. And I love that. I love the fact that you guys are not afraid to statements and straighten things out, because that is good for everybody to have understanding across the table on, what you guys are about and what you are willing to do for the community. So I do commend Caleb for having me here. I'm looking forward to my co-host job offer soon. Um, and I just want to say,
Rest assured, girl.
I just want to say, guys and what you do in the community. And I look forward to also working with you guys. And I have to go for the day. I'll be watching from the other end.
Thank you so much, Miss Bernie Alpha. It was nice having you here today.
Thank you.
Thank you, Bernice. So, Mr. Ricky Gunner wanted to chip in on that. Ricky, are you there? We already gone 2 hours, so we will soon be taking our parting, guys. Ricky, go ahead. Give your part.
Yeah, I just
Chip in
wanted
on
to
that.
say, I just wanted to address what Jan said, but I think my brother Ernest and the president spoke on it. But I would just leave Jan with these words, right? Jan, you see the community you're part of, you see a lot of things you criticize, and you're a young man. We are open to welcome you to our wine, Jan. The only thing you fail to realize that you are a big failure to this community. And for the incoming leadership, you'll be very careful with people like Jan. Jan is like a virus. Because he will come here, take news from here, go to the next government, look for a job, take news, and he's very delinquent. I see his problem he faces is delinquency. Yeah, if you start being delinquent, then things will go the right way, as you can see it. Thank you.
All right. So I listened to everybody across the table. Waki, you want to say something before I can ask everybody to give their parting?
Well, like the brother lecturer said, everything has been going well with the conversation, and we said the same thing from the beginning of the show. People always try to find the worth in people, and once people have wrong idea about you, no matter how much good you do, but not they will not recognize it. So, and one of the things I really like about our IMA, we don't really care about what people say because people been saying things since they were born. They're going to say things until they die. Some of them will even say things when they're in the grave. So what can we do about what people have to say? What is important is what we stand for. And what we stand for, that's what we're going to keep doing. So people will always say, and it's very good that people saying something. It means we are doing something. When somebody not saying anything about you, then that's when you need to be scared. But the fact that people, everybody not going to like you. You're going to have people to criticize you. You're going to have haters. And if you have one hater, you got to pray for 10 haters. Because the more haters you get, I mean, the better things you are doing in this life. So we just got to keep doing what we're doing. We got to keep our mind focused on what we're doing and not be distracted by all they say, back and forth. We just got to keep moving forward. And once more, I just want to say thank you for this opportunity you gave our IYMA to come on this platform and just explain to the community what we stand for and where we are going. So thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, Mr. Watkins Johnson. So I guess everybody have thrown light on that, and I don't need to say anything about it again because it is the same Jan Volule, this Jan Volule who posted this comment. He said, under my administration as president of the Young Men Association, I said that members of the community cannot become members of our MA because they have tainted records. Listen, yeah, in our MA, we do not take unilateral decisions. All our decisions are based on the ballot. And moreover, we have a constitution that governs us as a legitimate group that have a constitution, bylaws, and whatever. I understand how you're passionate about our MA. I know how dearly you want to become a member of our MA, but the easier thing to do to become a member of our MA is to get involved, is to come and fill the membership form, abide by the rules and regulations, and come in and change things. Even the Alvin Penner administration you spoke about, before Alvin Penner administration, our MA were here. Our MA forced the Liberian Association to have an election. So if Ivan Pena came to power and he met a legitimate group operating, he was on an obligation to find out coordination to see how well we can work together and move the community agenda. They seen Jan Volule during the campaign said that Philip Seyuga Augustine Otero Logan told the community members to find our young girls and naked them and post a picture on my show. They seen Jan Volule again said that Philip Logan called young people criminal. You see, during the campaign, I saw it as campaign rhetoric. But after the campaign, when it is continuing, then I mean, he has a problem. This Jan Volule, he's a pathological liar. I won't take him serious anymore. Anyway, I see him, I will see him as a liar. Because what you talk during the campaign, people feel because of campaign period, we are temporarily insane. The American people say it's a silly season. But if you're taking it after the campaign and still running with the same lies, I ain't going to take you serious. Trust me. All right, guys. We will go ahead and take our parting. So at least we can already 2 hours now. So let's start with the president. Mr. President, you care to give us your parting? You are muted, Mr. President. Let me see if I can unmute you here. All right, go ahead, sir. Oh, Mr. President, you are muted. Unmute yourself, sir.
He's still muted.
Hello?
Yeah, go ahead, sir.
Oh, okay. So I just want to say thank you for the program, for the show. It was a wonderful one. And I want to thank the community, all those that were listening to us. We are here to work along with everybody. We are not selfish people. We are all members of the community. We are all Liberians. And there's nothing like segregation among us in this community. We don't want it. We'll not embrace it. So with that being said, I just want to thank all my fellow members that came on this show today to at least express their voices, tell the people of Indiana what we stand for, our belief, and what we want to do for the community, especially for the young people. So, Mr. Logan, it's a wonderful show. We hope that you continue because this show is doing a lot for this community. Maybe other people may not know, but it's a good show because this is where people can listen to people and people can hear news and messages and information that is needed across the board in the community. So we hope that this show will continue. And I look forward to working with the new administration. We, as a general body of the Indiana Young Men Association, we look forward to working with the new administration and the youth of this community. I thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Arvin Sabangila. So I will go to the Vice President. Honorable Vice President, let's get your parting, sir.
What a show it has been thus far. Well, Mr. Logan, I commend you for the invitation granted to us. This is long overdue. This should have been long in the making and stuff for us to appear here, but nevertheless, we obliged to it and came on the show today at least to clear the doubts, the misconception, and all of the other things and stuff that people thought that we were just this society club. At least this transcending and stuff and let everybody knows and stuff that we are still vibrant. We are organizations still willing and stuff to work cohesively, inclusive in everything and stuff with the new administrations that will be taking on power and stuff come to January. With that being said, I'm delighted for the show today and just happy to be here today. And I'll tell you thank you again for the time spent today.
Thank you so much. So, something amazes me about a young guy here that I don't understand. Some people really think that lies repeated can tend to be a truth. He's still pushing. How can okay, let's go back to the IYMA Constitution. You see right here, yeah, for your clarity. Article 5, Section 1. Membership shall be open to all African descent. So it is clear.
And secondly, let me add to this the stuff which Jan doesn't understand. Oftentimes the stuff he says about, even with the previous administration on Alvin Penham. Now, what Jan failed to realize is that during Alvin time, when Alvin was trying to solicit votes and stuff, We granted Alvin the invitation to come to our meeting so we can ask him the critical question. And that meeting, I was the host, which at my old apartment. There was three officials and stuff that came along. Savannah Pilley, my good friend Jeremiah Silly, and Ivan Penner. Which that meeting, when the tough questions and stuff was being asked, the meeting got disrupted, and in a way and stuff, we decided and stuff to let the process and stuff fall through. So we have not been opposed and stuff to any leadership and stuff that came forward. We have always been willing to work, provided if it's done respectfully, because we are an organization, and as such, we ought to be respected because we have earned our stripes. Because we have done every work and stuff, and we are still trying our hardest in every way to become better. So with that being said, yeah, perhaps just turn down the rhetoric a little bit and try to put aside all this self criticism and stuff that you pass around with and stuff. And as everybody is saying, I would not be the one to call you a pathological liar. However, I just feel that you are misleading certain things and stuff, misleading information that is being carried around oftentimes, and it needs to be stopped.
Thank you. So thank you so much. So I have the former president online. Mr. President, go ahead.
Hello, everybody. Hello, gentlemen. This is Emerson Duo, ex-president of IYMA. I just want to thank all my brothers for stepping up this morning, and also thank our former president, Mr. Logan, for giving us this opportunity to share with the community what IYMA has been doing. Because for years now, people always ask, what have you guys done? What have you guys done? What have you guys done? If you're doing work, you don't need to go ahead and announce it to everybody. We've done a lot in this community, and I think it's about time that we start telling people exactly what we've been doing. And this is the beginning. I want to thank my president, Mr. Banji, my one and only VP, and everybody on the team for waking up early this morning and making this happen. This is a great time, a great opportunity. Let's keep it up. Love my brothers. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Emerson Duo. That's the former president of the Indiana Young Men Association. So because Joaquin is in his car and he's driving, so we'll go to Joaquin to get his parting, then we'll go to Saab for his parting. Joaquin? Mr. Johnson, you want to meet yourself and give your parting since you're driving?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Like I previously said, I just want to say thank you for this opportunity you have given us. We really appreciate it. And like we said, we look forward to working with the community. You know, we hope that everything can just work. You know, we can just work together with one mind. You know, we're all Liberians first, no matter what other people might think of us. We're all Liberians. That's the key thing. How bad we can, work and build our own community. And our IMA, I just want to encourage us to just keep being who we are. We should forget about what everybody else have to say, especially the negative thought. We all know it's part of life. By the end of the day, we just gotta keep, the forward.
Okay, I think Joaquin having some little problem there. So let's go to Mr. Sawende Sama.
Mr. Host.
I will learn how to use more. I will learn it. And Savannah, Pele did it in the we call them Savannahs now. Okay, Joaquin, just conclude quick. All right, Joaquin's back. Mr. Johnson, just conclude quick.
Like I was saying, as IYMA, we just got to keep going forward, and hope that everything can just work out for the better. So, like I said, thanks again for the opportunity you have given us to be on this platform today. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Johnson. Let's go, my dear brother, Sir.
Like one of our members always say the way forward is forward.
Yeah, Tito Harris.
Tito Harris always say the way forward is forward. But anyways, I want to say thank you to all the members for the leadership for doing this for us, IYMA. going back when I was growing up in this community, I was one of the few young men in this community. I didn't have people my age or in my caliber thinking to get together to do things my way. Because I used to go to LA meeting as a young man growing up here. When you talk, the adult don't listen to you. I had points to make. They don't listen to you. I was here from the very first administration, and not even administration, chairmanship. And when you go to meeting, they don't listen to you. So when this group came about, it was something I felt I belongs to and I can join. And I made ways to join it, and it was very good, and it's still good. And I look forward to all the features that the feature things that's playing for this group. As the leader for the young people in this town for a long time, I ran the football team. A lot of them, including Joseph, can attest to it when he came and joined the team. Now you won't notice because you just came yesterday. So I've done things with children, with young people in this community for a long time, and I still do in and out of the Liberian community. So this is some of the things we bring to this group as young people to this group, and we look forward to doing it. So people coming out and criticizing because they don't know what's happening, they don't know the ins and outs, or because again you have animosity against an individual, don't bring it out to the group. Take it with that person. No, you know who we are. We are all individuals that make one group. We are all respected people. I have family. He has family. We all have family. We have things going on. You can't come and disrespect people or just say things towards us. So, as Liberians and us, we also have Black Americans in this group. So yes, when we do things with the Liberian Association, we have to think, or we have to come to the body to say, are we going to do it? And the body have to vote on it. Again, we have other people. We have a Sierra Leonean. We have a Black Americans in this group. So we don't just come and say, oh, LA, let's go do it. We have to go to the group, the body, and say, are we going to do it? And the other members have to agree along with it. So as a team, if there's something going on in the Black American community, our member come to us, we work along with them. Same thing in the Sierra Leone community. We've gone to the Sierra Leone Independence Day event. We play football with them. We've done things with them. So that's what we do. We're not just going to come because we all 70-80% Liberian, so we can just come and say, oh, because we have to go do a Liberian thing all the time. It's a body. It's a thing we have to bring to the group. So think again before you open your mouth and talk about to people or about people. I just want to say thank you for giving us this opportunity for us being on your show. And we don't mind, or we look forward to doing part 2. If there's going to be part 2, we'll do it again. Because I know there's more people. People want to hear more. People want to see what this organization is about that they didn't get the opportunity to hear from us today. Thank you, Philip Logan, and the presidents, and the vice president, and the leadership, and we'll look forward to the future.
Thank you so much. So I have the Secretary General online. You want to give his part? Go ahead, Mr. Secretary General.
Mr. Logan, I just want to take this time to tell you thank you for hosting us in your studio today, and to the president. I tell you thank you for everything you are doing. You are doing extremely well. You are doing a very good job. To the rest of the team members, you guys are doing extremely well. And I also want to take this time to let every one of us know that that's as our MA member, when we out there, whatever we do out there, it reflects on the organization. That's the reason some of the things you see today, people attacking our MA, saying that the organization does not want to work with them. They are talking about individual. Whenever an individual or our MA is out there, whatever happens, it reflects on the organization. So that's for what I learned today on the show, it just shows that whenever we are out there as a member of our MA, we are also representing our MA, whatever we do. So I just want to take this time to tell us that when we out there, we should do the right thing. And whatever we do, it shouldn't reflect as a negative thing on the organization. I just want to tell everybody thank you, and I hope everybody have a wonderful day. And once again, thank you, Mr. Logan, for having us on the show. I thank you.
Thank you so much. So before you guys leave, we have this question from Javon Smith. So can anybody just address that?
No, it's not.
Before you leave. So because we spoke here, we never show light on the membership issue.
The
So
membership, I think the
yeah,
membership
the
committee person
membership,
is gone.
yeah, he dropped off the line.
Mr.
So
Mr. Logan, you're still a member, so you're former. You
yeah,
can still you can throw light on that.
so we will throw more light on how to become members. But going forward, we will pull a flyer or whatever up with the names and the number of people you can contact, because it's a whole little process that other people couldn't just stand. That's why today they have started to call us different names, because you first of all don't just walk through, you apply, you express your intention, then the membership committee people receive your application. When they receive your application, they send it to the process where they will have to vet you properly. They have to know who are you and your background, if possible, to see if you do not have criminal records before you can get enrolled into our MA. And when you get enrolled into our MA, you become full-fledged member. And when you become full-fledged member, you get all the benefits that member have. That's why we're making clear the other day on this show as well. And other people say I call people criminals. No, they do look for people with criminal records too, because they will not accept criminals in the organization. That's a law.
I mean, IYMA membership leadership is not based on education. I believe our leadership is not based on education. You don't have to have a doctorate degree, BS or AS. If you qualify to be the leader in the membership, you can be a leader in the group. Our membership consists of a lot of things, a lot of different people, a lot of different backgrounds. It's not just certain people. Let's be clear on that. It's not just certain people. Anybody can join. So long you meet the criteria that's listed in the guidelines, you can join the group. That's all it takes. There's guidelines on membership. If you meet that guidelines and the criteria, the membership welcome to you. And there are people that are former members that are in the community. They know that. They know how to join, and some of them how they left. So yeah, ask them too.
Okay. So thank you so much, guys. I think I've got everybody parting. So we look forward again to have another edition of our MA edition, because right now almost 2 o'clock and the other shows start at 2 o'clock, open table. So we'll see all of you guys at open table shortly. Thank you so much, and we look forward to seeing you guys on the open table shortly.
Thank you,
Send
Brother
the
Philip.
link out. Just send the link up because we want to go there too.
Thank
No,
you.
open table is just to watch it live. You will not be taking part on
okay.
the show, just to watch it live. All right, thanks, guys. See you guys.
Thanks.
Thank you, Ernest. Oh, yeah. Watkins, see you too. Oh, Watkins was in here 2 times. All right, folks. We want to say thanks to everyone for following us again today. We look forward to seeing you here again on Tuesday. Watch out for me. December coming again. You'll see me like this. My daughter will be calling me Daddy Santa. So thank you for joining Logan's Hour, and we'll say bye-bye. This was just a much edition for our MA. So it's almost 2 o'clock, 6 more minutes to 2 o'clock. Get ready to go to the open table. Thank you.
Go, yeah. Go, yeah. Go, yeah. Another man food is another man poison. Go, yeah. Monkey no fine, but in my mind like I'm. Go, oh yeah. Sure you want come calculate my money. Go, oh yeah. You want to dance.